oy, 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 oy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 98 of Fun as They May. We are down to Luke temporarily. He will be here shortly. And I'm still very tired. From a night of not so restful sleep. But anyway, last we left off, the favored few had concluded their business. Had somewhat concluded their business. Each of them kind of being assigned a task by the Empire to fulfill. One of those tasks being the mapping and scouting of Zythan. After concluding that, and after a brief meeting with the Empire's figureheads, they set up a meeting in Forceford, which again, very brief, just basically a quick meeting to introduce the favored few to the Daywalkers in full, getting an idea of the layout of Zythan, as well as troops that will be sent to aid in the attack on Tremor. They also, through a very fortunate roll, managed to get the dragons of Skystead to agree to fight with them. Only waiting for them to give the word as to when they are going to be departing. At which point the favored few were told that in a week's time, all preparations will be done, and they will be ready to depart for Zythan. So favored few, you guys have a week. What is it that your characters, whether it be, what would your characters like to accomplish in that time? Whether it be in the Empire or out.
It's something, I don't remember what it was. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that lovely?
Who would like to volunteer to go first before I start picking on people? Okay, Jordan, what do you want to do?
Luke.
It's very easy. Daytona still needs to get some horses to get themselves comfortable with water.
Okay. Is there an... Alright. Go ahead and make me 3 animal handling checks.
Okay. Get my stuff up here. Okay. 18 plus 12 for 30.
Okay, very good.
A natural 20.
There you go. We'll get them all out now, Jordan.
And 17 for 12 for 29.
Look at this. What is that, Jordan? You're not Jordan.
Yeah, this is impossible.
Apparently
It's
not.
Impossible.
This is a paid actor.
This is impossible.
This is Horden Joward.
Hold down
don't worry
Gerard,
about
dude.
it. No, this is how it works. We get the good rolls out here, and then when we get into the final fight, one, two.
Okay, so yeah, no, it takes you very little time from this point on, and not only just to get them comfortable with you, but to get them comfortable with their riders.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if you had a burst of inspiration in your moments there with them. But yeah, it takes you maybe 2.5 days to at least get them to a state where they're not going to, at least get them to a state of mind where they're not going to immediately flip out whenever they're near water, and their riders actually are able to get them to not only walk around water, but to actually walk into water. Yeah, with no issue. Yeah, because you rolled really, really high. Is there anything else you want to accomplish during the week? I believe you about 4.5 days left.
I don't really know what else there is to kind of accomplish.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be accomplishing, just if there's anything Daytona wants to do in that week, whether it be in the Empire or out of the Empire.
I mean, there would be probably a conversation with Hornet, despite no longer having the ability to have an exchange back and forth.
Yeah, but he still understands you, luckily, because he can't understand languages now.
Right. Beyond that small aside, unless you want to role play that out if you want, or
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, the thing is, Hornet can basically give you responses in head nods or shakes now, but other than that, he can't really have full conversations.
Okay.
And he can't write. No, but despite how smart he is now, unfortunately, Pegasi cannot write.
Right.
It would be kind of funny to watch a horse trying to like write words in the dirt.
Such is the way of a horse.
Such is the way of a horse. Although I think there was a horse that was trained to like learn like Morse code.
So not a lot of days left until.
Very simple words. Food.
Not a lot.
Use magic mouth so that Hornet can like touch a rock and it'll say a thing.
That spell that Jordan does not possess.
Nor did I think about putting it into the listing. But anyway. Not a lot of days left there, bud. I know I talked to you about it before this change, but after this is over, we agreed, like, whatever happens, and you'll be free to do whatever you want. I know before you said that wherever I go, you go, but I actually had plans to maybe get you out back in the wild, at least for a little bit. Have some kind of free life beyond just riding around everywhere. I know it'd be a little bit awkward with the added wings and everything, but I still have that hope for you.
Hornet will kind of look back at the wings and then look back at you, kind of like, well, maybe. And he kind of gives like a kind of look about him. I don't know. Based on his whole demeanor, he's definitely not opposed to it. Like he's not opposed to being able to just kind of do what he was doing before all this happened, where you guys had the ranch, and he was just kind of able to run around and be himself. But there is also still that air of kind of like, are you gonna get rid of me forever? Like, he's definitely able to express more complex emotions as a Pegasus than he would be as a horse.
I mean, wherever you want to go, that's still your choice. I mean, it was originally my plan to begin with, you know, getting a chance that maybe I didn't get when I was younger. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing after this is all done. If somehow I could push past all the fear that's kind of been running in the back as I've been trying to ignore it for so long. Every single
while you're talking,
nerve
Hornet will like kind of butt against you and like just get closer to you as you're talking.
Just every single nerve just continuously going off. I don't want to let anyone down, Hornet. That's all I want.
He'll just butt into you. And he'll kind of... He tries his best to... He tries his best to kind of give you a hug. With the head. And he just kind of sits there for a moment. Just giving you the same sort of comfort he always has.
Never say it enough to you, but I'm glad. I'm glad that you're mine.
Just kind of sits there. Just loving on you. He's seeming to reciprocate the same emotion back.
And as for the rest of the free time beyond that small side, it's making sure outfit looks fine, Hornet is groomed and cared for still, and if any of the other party has any plans with Daytona, then that's up to them.
Does anyone else in the party have any other plans with Daytona?
Not really.
No one asked you, David.
You asked all of us, you fuck.
I'm gonna make
No,
Daytona
I asked
funny
everyone
hat.
else.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
you're
I'll just get leave
excluded.
the meeting now.
Stupid.
Get out of here, David. No one wants you here.
It's Dylan, thank you very much.
Yeah, get out of here, Dylan.
Whoa.
Oh, apparently Luke does. Luke, you're not here. When you get here, you can start talking. You actually get here.
Nice.
I think one thing Nathan would want to sort of check with Daytona on is whether or not she'd be interested in staying in Rose Lake for very long. Maybe looking over the area and seeing what places would be good places, easy terrain, good water, things like that, to deliberately put the sorts of grasses and wildflowers and so on that are safe, because a lot has been affected by the blight and there are seed catches. It's like, okay, for building for the future when there are wild horses again in these native places.
All right, well, Sushep, thank you for volunteering to go next.
Right.
Wait,
answer...
no, that was specifically in. Darn, that was a trap.
Thank you for
Well, I
volunteering to
mean,
go
it's.
next.
I would say we can just transition for it. So, Daytona will let Nathan know that she is keenly interested in making sure that nature does return to the way it was, and hopes to still have good rapport between the swans and the Archdruid. And beyond that, she may or may not say it, but there's definitely a notice of aloofness and concern about what her future is beyond these short-term goals.
Oh, snap.
And
sorry, my boss just texted me like, hey, remember it's daylight, remember just jump your clocks forward an hour, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a thing, isn't it?
Yep. You fall back and then you spring forward, baby.
I'm just
What if you
saying,
don't
like,
wanna spring
if
forward?
we end up doing both anyway, well, why don't we just, we could just keep consistent time, we don't have to do this. It balances anyway. If I'm honest, I've never understood. I don't think I've ever truly understood why we do that. I understand it has to
Daylight
do
savings time was to save power during World War II, but
I thought it was in correlation to how the farmers were supposed to, like.
Fuck no.
Hey, Sushep, in all your genius, explain to us what daylight savings time was intended for.
The thing is that, like, I read about this a long time ago, but it's been long enough that I don't really trust my memory.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, in theory, it's like, it's nice, since the world is round, for each place to be adjacent to the other. Like, okay, you're an hour off because it doesn't make sense for us all to have the exact same time when scheduling. And then some people were like, okay, 1 hour off, but what if we had more daylight when people are, like, actually having businesses open from 9 to 5? Let's sort of adjust these numbers. But it's temporary, see? Even if it's more than half the year, it's temporary. So we're not randomly saying, nah, we're just going to, like, have the good time. And then it's like, you go a mile outside the country and it's like 2 or 3 hours different.
The nominal reason for daylight savings time has long been to save energy. The time change was first instituted in the U.S. during World War One, and then reinstituted during World War Two as a part of the war effort.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
And the only reason I could see us still doing it nowadays is because technically a day is like 23 hours, 59 minutes, some odd seconds, or something like that.
I don't think that. Okay, because there's another thing that's like in 1985, George Hudson and an entomologist from New Zealand came up with the modern concept of daylight savings time, proposing a 2-hour time shift so we'd have more after work hours of sunshine to go bug hunting in the summer.
Hey,
That's
that's
only
a
the
that's a
only
good
reason we implemented
reason.
it frequently.
Hello,
Yeah,
viewers.
dude.
Expecting to see D&D play. You want to hear about the time
about
savings?
daylight save, the history of daylight. Hey, we try to be an educational stream as well as
Yeah.
a fun.
You know
stream.
you love your job, your hobby of bug hunting when you're like, the entire world should change its schedule so I get more hours to catch these things.
All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, so a day is actually 23 hours and 56 minutes.
Yeah.
Time.
All right. Let's
And-
continue.
Leap year.
All right. So, hey Nathan, thank you for volunteering to go next. What else would you like to accomplish during the week?
Let's see. So the Archdruid isn't arriving for several days.
Well, the
or
Archdruid isn't
for another
arriving.
day or so.
The thing is, the Archdruid's not arriving. You guys have representatives from Rose Lake. The Archdruid, as they basically said that she's in the process of creating more treants, essentially, so that way she has like something that she can give you guys.
Right, and Treants can also, if Zythan has trees, in theory, they could also multiply a little bit,
Yeah.
which is neat. Nathan has about 3 things he'd kind of hope to do. One is he has like a will and other things like back home, like people know where things are going to go, but he would kind of write letters to Leora and also to Alioth, and just sort of like what like basically that he just things about how much he really cares about them. He really hopes that this is making for them a brighter future, even if he personally doesn't survive it. If things succeed, that's absolutely wonderful. And the one to Alioth is definitely has a section at the end, which is any like advice or tricks that he's learned for the magic, because he knows that presumably at some point she'd be inheriting that.
She's gonna be kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, he's just like, okay. He was just, okay, if you're doing this, be aware of this other potential thing that can happen, or don't do this inside, or don't do this near the good china.
Don't do this around the good China.
There are just various useful bits there. And then separately, because he does think that if the world survives, we are probably going to need thinkers and collaborators to work with each other again. He'd probably do what he can from memory to draw up or redraw up some of the plans for the tracks that are diplomat inventor contact had, and basically sort of diagrams both to illustrate his own skill and his own interest, and then questions about
so this is for Galvarax.
Yeah, this is for Galvarax to basically be like, this is an interesting idea. Haven't seen this play out except on the very small scale, like in mining areas, or I think we may have seen tracks or something a little bit in
You
that
saw
military
what
base.
Well, no, this was in his home, in his mobile home.
Oh no, I mean I'm just thinking like mentally back into like the tunnels back where Lord Tremor was encountered way back in the day with like Sprinkles and the others. When
Yeah. There were tracks that were used as like mine rails.
Yeah.
Basically,
and so
mine rails that were used to get things into into their little base underground.
Yeah, so he's basically writing a letter about like some of that, and sort of some of it is curiosity, some of it is application, and some of it is a could we work together on these sorts of things,
Gotcha.
or at least maybe maintain a correspondence, because it seems like just a good, in case we win and we all live.
In
Let's-
case. Just in
Let's
case.
see if we can have some friends to
Right.
talk to us about things.
Okay.
And a lot of the other stuff would just be practical preparing, not like
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, over the course of the week, you can absolutely get that done. Gu has stepped away, so Aster / Ophelia, is there anything you want to accomplish during the week?
Yeah, sure. Let's see here.
He make list, short list, but list nonetheless.
Gotta give me a scroll. What was it? Not major damage. Fuck. Which one's the level 2 spell that gave you clones?
The
Mirror
level
image.
2 spell that gave you clones.
Mirror image, right?
Oh, okay. No, that doesn't give you clones. So
I know how. I know.
Yeah, it
I
just
know.
distorts your image.
Okay. Can I get a spell scroll and try to learn that?
Yeah, easily done.
Okay.
So go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Got it. Where's my d20? Papa. 13 plus whatever my thing is. I assume I pass.
Fail. That's okay. Yes, you succeed. Plus whatever my thing is. Your DC is 12.
As I was saying, I assume
Yeah.
I pass.
Yes, you pass. Right. Because it is still Mafi's shop and he does still have a business to run.
Obviously, I'll give him.
Yeah. I'd assume it's like a probably. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. He'd say 100 gold for it.
100 gold. What other cool spells can I waste money on?
Yeah, what other cool spells you want to waste money on?
Let's see here. Let me see what else. It's a lot of
Wasting
cool-
money. Wasting
Wasting
money.
There's gotta be some cool spells I can waste money on.
There has to be, right?
Yeah. Like Eric, you know, right?
Yeah, there's all the cool spells like color spray
Shut up, Eric.
and grease
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
and magic aura. I have literally never seen a use for magic aura, and it sucks.
Well, let me see what it does. Place an illusion.
It changes like what the school of magic is. I think it's an illusion that forces, like, if anyone uses detect magic and tries to identify the school, it changes what school it is.
That sounds very specific.
I was gonna
It's
say this.
extremely specific, and I've never found a use for it.
That's not the second level spell I'm looking at, unless it's something different at Magic Aura. I'm looking at Arcanist's Magic Aura. You place an illusion on a creature or an object you touch so that divination spells reveal false information about it.
Oh yeah, like identify basically. Although,
I think it's Nistel's is the. Well, heck, I have a hardcover here.
yeah. Although I believe detect magic is divination. Yeah.
Oh nope, there's regular Magic Aura, but even then that's under a hypertext SRD, so I can't trust it.
It's essentially that, because detect magic is also divination, so you can change like the properties of an item. You can be like, this thing naturally emits necrotic energy. Well, it releases conjuration magic instead. And what does it do? I cast identify. What does it do? It does this fake thing that hides its real nature.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Mafia what other cool things he has in his shop that I can probably buy.
What other cool things? I mean, you guys already went to his shop, and he said he probably doesn't have anything beyond what you already have, because better than what you already have. But if you're asking for spells,
Mhm.
sorry, let me think out it really quick.
Don't worry, we have the dynamic duo of Lauren Leonard and fucking Mafi. Most powerful tag team of all time.
Most powerful duo of all time: an illusion wizard and an enchantment wizard. The strongest duo. I have, well, I do have some magic, but magical scrolls available, but, what kind of things are you looking for?
I'm just browsing through at the moment.
Little,
You never know what you want until you see it.
I understand. Let's see. Well, a lot of these are more for fun, if I'm being completely honest. Let's see.
In the background, you hear Lauren Leonore in the background. How do you manage all this? There's chaos back here!
No, Lauren is not in the shop with Molly. Do you know how
What
to
could you imagine?
use legend lore yet?
Nah, not yet.
Would you be interested in it? Being able to recall significant knowledge is quite the tool.
Sure, why not?
Alright, he'll pull out a scroll of legend lore. Let's see. What else? I have a spell that allows you to project yourself into their dreams and give them messages.
Nah, that's fine.
Let's see. I have. I have. He'll pull out a scroll and say, I have this that releases noxious gas in an area.
I've had that one.
Oh, what'd you say?
I think I've had that one.
Let's see. I apologize. I wasn't this. I wasn't expecting we were going to be leaving so soon. I didn't expect to be so out of stock on so many things.
It's fine.
Let's see. I have a spell that when it affects a target's physical aptitude, if you manage to hit them with it.
Can I see what spell it is first?
It is Rave Enfeeblement.
Hell no.
But it's so good, David.
Hell no. It's like, that kind of sounds good. What is it? Ray of Enfeeblement?
Yeah, it cuts all their all their strength abilities in half. Let's see. I'm sure you know what Alter Self is.
Yep. Don't need it.
Let's see. Well, if you ever plan to get a, if you ever plan to own a keep after all this, I have a spell that would be good for that.
Private Sanctum?
Well, if physical keep, it's called it's called Gods and Wards. It's as it says, it sort of sets up defenses for you.
That sounds like it'll be useful later.
As I said, this is more of like an afterthought kind of thing. Probably wouldn't be too useful into the battle that's coming.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have? A lot of the issue is that I have a lot of scrolls, but a lot of these you already have. Or I just couldn't see a use for.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
Well, I have to create all my own scrolls, and it takes quite a while. Is there a specific scroll perhaps you want made? I could spend... We have a week. I do have some time. Preferably something of the 5th level, the 5th circle of magic or lower. As any higher takes me a bit longer, as I don't have them readily accessible to me. Or as I don't have them as readily accessible to me.
I think I'm good then.
Yeah. What spell were you gonna ask for, out of curiosity?
I don't know. Maybe reverse gravity or something. I don't know.
Reverse gravity.
I don't know.
Reverse gravity, the 7th level spell, reverse gravity.
Nah, dude, he wants power word kill, easy.
Dude, finding a 9th level spell scroll is an oddity in itself, just because of how long it takes to create spell scrolls. Like, if you find a 9th level spell scroll, you're either scribing that or selling it. Because they're worth a ton of money. So I do apologize. I wish I would have had more, but
We're on a time crunch.
we're on a time
No.
crunch. Yes.
Well, I guess I'm done with Morphe's shop.
Don't want to have the emergency backup counter spell scroll in your pocket.
Oh yeah, good point.
He does have scrolls of counterspell.
Do you have how many scrolls of counterspell?
He
And
has-
fucking,
He has 2.
how many scrolls of dispel magic does he have?
1.
Take your entire stuff. How many potions?
He's gonna keep one of those counterspell scrolls for himself, because
True.
he's also a spellcaster and he's also gonna be in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
But he will. So for scroll dispel magic and counterspell, you're looking at 250 each, so 500 gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So 250.
What's up, gamers?
What sort of He'll ask you, what sort of upper circle of magics do you personally possess?
Is he talking about my spells or like what
Your spells.
class? Let's see here. Let's see.
Like highest
Wait.
circle. He's talking 9th level.
Wish, prismatic wall, change shape.
Okay. Well, I could, if you would like to exchange, you actually do have a spell that I have not had a chance to have, and I could see if you would like one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
If it fits, if that'd be something you're interested in.
I'd definitely be interested in that.
Okay. Well, he will reach down. He will reach down into a small trapdoor that he has more towards the center of the counter. Hi, Luke.
Hi.
Pull it open. Reach in and
I'm here
grab
for
grab out a spell book.
Want to get Lauren in this as well?
Lauren's not here.
I don't know. I'm just asking if we want to like check out if Lauren is here. If we can find Lauren.
You probably
It's like-
can find Lauren. He'll pull that out and he'll say, okay. The spell you possess that I don't is Prismatic Wall, and that's actually quite a useful spell. I just haven't had the time or need to scribe such a spell, but in the fight we're going into, it might be useful.
I swear to God, if he has fucking Meteor Swarm, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm
He
gonna
does not
say,
have
but
Meteor
he's
I
he
do not.
seems like the kind of wizard that has weird.
He does have weird.
Yeah.
Yes, he does have the spell weird.
Okay.
I love it,
that
but
is-
it's terrible.
That's expected. But I
Yes.
swear to God, if he had Meteor
He
Swarm,
does
would
not
get
have
out.
meteor. He's not a fighter.
Dude, that'd be like. I was going to laugh if he had it.
No. Alright, here's my meteor swarm.
And here's weird. Here's time shift. Here's Meteor Swarm.
No, all right. I only have a couple myself. As is, of course, coming across such things are the higher echelons of magic are very rare. The two of the ones that I have, the three that I have are, I have astral projection. Weird. And foresight.
No, I'm willing to trade Foresight for Prismatic Wall.
Okay.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
Alright, so you two will. So it basically is knowledge for knowledge trade.
Yep.
So go ahead and you don't have to roll an Arcana because you're scribing straight from a spellbook. It's just going to take time. So this will basically take you guys, because it's 2 hours a spell, 2 hours per level of the spell. So basically take each of you a day and a half of scribing. Which you will acquire Foresight, and he will get Prismatic Wall. And I will add that to Laffy's spell list.
Time to find Talon and Larn so we can trade knowledge.
Hey, it's fucking wizard Pokemon Go for wizards. Alright, Alright, make an investigation check.
Hell yeah. Good. Natural 20.
God, you guys are burning through everything now. This is terrible.
It's real. Get out of here. We're trying spells.
We roll initiative later with a high of 7 among all of us.
Apparently Luke is waiting to enter the room, but he's already in the room, so I'm concerned.
There might be problemas.
His face frozen.
Face frozen.
Oh,
Alright, so
no.
I will say, who do you want to find first?
I guess I'll find Larn first.
I'll find Lauren first, alright. So you will find Lauren in one of the guest rooms. Luke, what happened?
I died.
You died.
I died and then I
Alright,
came back.
So you will find Lauren in one of the guest rooms, currently in the process of kind of shuffling through some of the papers that he's brought with him and mumbling to himself.
Need any help there, Larn?
Don't sneak up on someone like that! No, I'm fine. Thank you. I just have documents that I have to go through. I gotta make sure that everything is in order for when this is all over, because I do have a shop to run, and I have expenses that I must pay, and I have repair bills, and I have inventory that I need to restock.
Chris, can we
No,
have
I
a
feel
threesome
like-
with Larn?
I feel like you need a simulacrum for that.
You know, I thought about that. And perhaps that might be better, but I do not currently possess such a spell, as I've...
So, Larn, how about
Yes.
a deal? Trade deal spells for spells? I have Wish. You could have a simulacrum.
I
all
have
over.
Wish already.
Then why don't you? Why don't you just
Because
wish
I
for
have
some?
other uses for it, and it's a dangerous spell to use.
But it's useful to Larn. Okay. How about I make you a simulacrum? Wait, but then I would own it, right?
What are you saying?
If I made him a simulacrum,
You can't make a simulacrum with somebody else, I don't think. Well,
But
you
for
can.
someone else?
You can, but it would... I don't know how that... You could wish it like that, but because you're changing the terms of the spell, you would have to roll.
hell no.
And he says, yes, I have wish already, but it's a very dangerous spell to use, and I have other uses for it. You think I run the shop all by myself without other help?
What do you need Wish for to run a shop?
He looks at you, takes a very deep breath, I have to restock inventory. I have to get in contact with buyers. I have to get in contact with sellers. I have otherworldly people that I have to get in contact with. I have, and he just goes on and on and on and on.
And only one time have I tried to wish for this legendary object, and it really, really sucked.
After about 5 minutes, he will finish his list.
Sorry for bothering you, and I think I'm just gonna walk out.
So you're just not even gonna try to bother to trade spells with him.
Dude, this man.
Yes.
Dude, I don't think he wants to waste a day trading spells.
Yeah, he's a distressed business owner. He's a distressed business owner first and a wizard second.
I don't think he's in the right business.
I think he's in the perfect line of business.
He's gonna get an ulcer.
I was gonna say, even at the end of the world, he's gonna experience early onset heart attacks.
He's in the perfect line of business. This is what he's always wanted. This has been his dream.
Stress.
I take pleasure in helping people.
Hey, to some people, stress is pleasure. It means you're doing a good job. It's called a workaholic.
Well,
David knows all about that.
well, time to find a boy Talon.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. That was a 19 plus whatever.
19?
Yeah, 19 plus 12.
Yeah. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Alright. Easy enough to find Talon. He's a pretty all over the place kind of guy. But you'll find him, and he'll say, "What's up?"
You wanna scrap some spells?
Sure. Yeah, that'll be useful. Kinda. What do you got?
I had to play spellbook.
Take it and start flipping through. Yeah, no, you got some pretty cool stuff here. I don't know if I have anything nearly as cool, but here you go.
Okay, then let's see what he's got.
All right, so for 7th level spells, he has Magnificent Mansion, because what good wizard wouldn't want to live in the lap of luxury?
True.
He has Symbol.
Pretty good.
He has Arcane Sword.
Mm-hmm.
And he has Delayed Blast Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
The more you read this, this is getting worse by the minute. For 8th level, he has Clone.
Oh, that's pretty alright.
He has Demiplane.
Yeah, that's pretty alright.
He has Mind Blank.
Ooh.
That's it.
Okay. It's more than I do.
And then for 9th level spells, he has Imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
And he has Foresight.
You know what? I'm gonna let him take what he wants for free.
You don't want any of his spells?
I guess I'll take Magnificent Mansion. But in the meantime, I also want to scry on, like, Renbrin and all that shit.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna scry on
let's
the
look at
Renbrin.
your spells, see what he wants. He'll take Wish.
He's like, holy shit, it's Wish.
To be fair, he would have had the opportunity to take it, but he decided to take other things.
Dude, this is like playing Yu-Gi-Oh all over again. Let me see your trade binder.
Let me see your trade binder. How much? Price on Meteor Swarm? Not for trade.
Change price on Meteor Swarm.
Not for sale. No for trade. Alright, let's see. What do you have that I want to give Talon? because he can just spend this whole time scribing, because everyone he wants to say goodbye to or say hello to is here.
I mean, like, I literally, it's like I'm okay with him like taking as much shit from my spellbook as possible.
All right, I'm gonna do some time crunching here. All right,
Oh, yeah, you also want to stop.
He's
You also
definitely
want
taking
to stop.
disintegrate.
Okay.
He definitely wants teleport.
Hell yeah.
Wish. Man, Aster Florence, what a generous soul.
I owe you later.
You just as he's done scribing, he just whispered in the ear, "You owe me."
I'll put this on your tab.
Let's see. Wall of Force would be good. I'm trying to time crunch because he still also wants to do things. You know what? I think that's good. I'm gonna start adding. Oh, I didn't even do that, but I'm gonna start adding things to the spellbook. Anyway, continue.
I guess I'll spend the rest of my time like scribing on like, I guess Renbrin, like.
Oh my god, stop doing that.
Who else is like an evil dude we know? Besides Tremor.
I don't know, what other evil dudes do you want to scribe on?
I guess we
on?
can scribe on the evil what was it? Special Forces too.
Ooh, okay, that's gonna be fun. Alright, so who do you want to start with?
Guess I can start with Viper. I don't know.
With Shadow Viper?
Yeah, Shadow Viper.
Dude, Viper, what is it? What was it from the Fire Emblem? What version?
What?
What is it? I forget what you said. Who's that one guy that like his mind gets broken after the time skip and he goes from like the nicest guy in the world to like everyone must die.
Dimitri, my husband.
Broken.
It
What
was
is it?
Bamdol.
My husband.
Spoilers.
Broken Dimitri.
His smile and
He's
optimism
literally
gone.
the definition of a murder hobo. The literal definition. He's a hobo that murders people. He chucks horses at people and uses them as an axe. What a monster.
Dude, that sounds like the best.
Murder homo.
Alright, if anyone wants to be a murder hobo, you literally have to be a hobo.
I can do that.
Alright. Okay, so, you're gonna start with Viper. Alright. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
13.
13. Okay. Sorry, I'm still just finishing up this little bit where he's taking your spells.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, I'll stop there for now. Alright. So, as you kind of take a moment and begin scrying, I rolled really high. The scry fails.
Renbrin it is.
I mean, just remember, there's also 4 other members of that team that you can scry off.
Okay, I'm gonna scry.
Or
I
3
mean,
other
like, I'm
members.
doing this like multiple times. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this like at least one of them like I'm gonna do this like
single day.
every single day and just like relaying every information I can. Odd, I guess.
Okay. Okay, that one wasn't as good. What's your spell DC?
My spell DC is technically 22 now.
22.
22. All right.
Oh man.
So, as you go ahead and do your scrying. You are. It's a very weird experience. Very different from other scrying spells that you've done. As you're kind of thrust forward in a very obvious direction.
Oh, I never would have guessed where I'm at.
You hear what sounds like a thrumming. Boom, 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 boom.
And the
as you-
techno.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Plus, how much is my saving throw? Plus 8. 20 total.
20 total. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you did fail.
Mm-hmm.
You push in towards wherever that vision is taking you, and your mind just becomes filled with a cacophony of whispers and screams. As you start hearing the crackling of what sounds like lightning just going off in all directions. And as you attempt to kind of clarify your vision, you feel this massive pushback against you, and almost feel as if something is literally grabbing onto your body.
Okay.
And as you come out of it, for the next minute, you cannot help but uncontrollably scream.
Oof.
So all of you that are in the house at this time just hear Ophelia at the top of her lungs just screaming in terror.
Oh no.
I mean, first mode of action is, if like I'm not even armored, just get the rapier and head over to where her room is.
All right. So those of you who are in the room, those of you in the house, grab your stuff and bolt upstairs. You're accompanied by a couple of your companions who are running up in as well. You guys come to Ophelia's door. I don't know if it's locked.
It is most likely locked.
It is locked.
Dimension door.
A dimension. So
Thieves' tools.
all right. So Daytona, first one in. Make a thieves' tools check, Ezreal.
That is plus 8. 10.
10. Do you have arcade lock on this door, David?
No, I don't have arcane lock.
Then you are able to unlock it.
Okay.
But Daytona, you're the first one in. As you dimension door in, you see the components of a scrying spell ritual that were set up in the room, and you just see Ophelia just sitting there screaming.
Calm emotions.
I would say like
Yeah, you.
am I able to see their face? Are they wearing
I
a
mean, I
mask
assume in the
right
mask,
now?
and I'm assuming you're masked up, or are you not? Since
Yeah,
you're in
yeah,
your room.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ophelia's
Go
just
ahead
kind of
and-
sitting there trembling, just screaming.
All right.
Calm
Ezreal,
emotion.
You cast the calm emotions, and it seems to have no effect. Ophelia's still just screaming.
regardless of opinion, I think the first thing Daytona's going to do is actually remove the mask from Ophelia just to see if there's something
Yeah,
wrong.
Ophelia, at least for the moment, is not really in a state where she can fight back.
Dispel magic, although I'm gonna have to look up how that works because I haven't actually done it before.
So as you guys remove it, Ophelia's pupils are dilated. And she seems to, at least in the moment, Ophelia, in the moment you can take in your surroundings. You know that there's people around you, but it's almost as if you're having a panic attack. You cannot actively attempt to interact with them. You still know that they're there, but you just kind of have receded into your mind.
Okay, so only screaming, shaking, I'm guessing.
It looks
Body
like
shakes.
something is like taking a hold of her in the moment, but it's only for a minute. And you guys are you're gonna try to dispel magic.
Yeah.
All right, so you concentrate and do your dispel magic, and it doesn't work.
Okay.
Gotta hug her.
All right, so you guys kind of take a moment while your companions, I'll say for the sake of this, all right, the headmaster and Jeremy, like the headmaster's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Jeremy's kind of doing a really fast look around the room, like just trying to see if maybe there's something hiding, maybe there's just something no one sees. He's gonna cast. He's gonna. Oh no, he doesn't have that spell. Never mind. I was gonna say he casts See Invisibility, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I got rid of that spell.
Why?
Because See Invisibility on Warlock slots is a terrible use of spells.
Fair enough.
Which is also why I don't have it.
Yeah. So eventually, after the minute, Ophelia, you feel yourself kind of come back into your body, and Ezreal hugging you.
What are you doing?
You're right. You were just screaming. For a while.
Your throat's
don't-
kind of sore.
Just kind of rub my throat. I don't remember screaming. I'm gonna go get some tea. I'll be back.
Okay.
Alright, so he gets up, walks out of the room.
I would like to insight and see if I believe that this is actually Ophelia or Aster or something like that. Because
Make
that's
an insight
unusual.
check, and Aster, make a deception, I guess.
Not 20 to you.
That was a 2 on the die. My bonus isn't that good.
So, to add even more concern to the situation, it appears that they don't even remember screaming.
It wasn't said directly, but I am assuming that the mask was still left behind, which means Daytona still has it.
Yeah. Unless you want
Alright.
to try to take it back.
I'm just gonna go grab some tea.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Are you gonna try to scry anymore during?
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna try to scry.
Alright. Who are you gonna try to scry on next?
Oh, who else is there to scry?
Just Rembrandt still.
I know. I'm doing all the special forces first.
It's a good idea.
Gonna attempt it again.
Whoa, yeah. Who else is left? Odd, Viper, forgetting the other two's nicknames.
That would be Sly and Umbra.
Go.
Alright, make a roll a d20.
I'm a master of 17s.
Okay. Another fail. Make a wisdom saving throw.
This time I'm gonna be smart. I use my portent. 17 plus 8, 25.
25? Okay. Alright. Fail.
What?
I'm joking.
Why do you keep doing that to us, Eric?
Because it's funny, Luke. It gets people on edge, and it's funny.
Is it?
I'm assuming this is later in the day, this other attempt, or...
Actually, hey, Sushep.
Yeah?
Where would you put
Oh.
the DC of a god?
Why would you do that? No.
Would you say it's a 25, or would you say it's a 30?
I guess it depends on the motivation level of that god. Like, I think there's sort of the, nah, I'm a god and I'm just going to do a basic, I'm not really
Knowing what
thinking
you
about it.
understand, Knowing what you understand about this campaign, where would you put that DC?
I mean, it would tend to be somewhere between 25 and 35, depending on how much the god cares and or what god it is.
Okay.
Like,
I don't think it's a matter of cares or not, because I think a god can choose whether or not the spell will go through.
Let's see.
And I'm assuming the fifth is not wanting spells to go through.
You know what? I'll give you this one. I'll give you one.
Hell yeah. Then I make my mistake and go to another one.
All right.
Could
So
I use
as
my
you-
nat 20 on deception?
As you go ahead and continue scrying, you once again hear that thrumming, that unsettling thrumming. And there's a moment where you feel as if you've just narrowly evaded the gaze of something. And as you're kind of focusing, there's once again you hear that crackling of lightning around you. And then you find yourself in an eerily familiar place. In a swirling world of chaos with no seeming rhyme or reason. And find yourself looking upon the dais of a trapped entity. It's your call how long you want to be here for, but the longer you get the sense the longer you're here, the more of a risk you find of being caught. And you're holding your mind for now, but you already feel like this thing is just ambiently trying to do something.
I think I'm just gonna dip.
Alright, before you dip, you do notice that to basically just confirm it, 3 of these chains that you had seen before are broken, and 1 is straining heavily.
Good thing to note, we're running out of time.
Alright, so you recede, and you can feel your heart pounding in your chest. But luckily you don't fall into a panic attack this time, but your body's just naturally gone into flight mode, and your adrenaline's racing.
So when I'm scrying on Shadow Special Forces, I'm actually just scrying on the fucking god. Great.
Almost like it's a part of him or something. Weird.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, you guys didn't know that before. You thought they were vampires.
With all the knowledge that was given, all right?
Is
Come on.
information.
It was like at the time, oh, they don't come out in the sun and the sun has been blocked out of the way. Vampires, mate.
When did I ever say they don't come out in the sun? I never said that.
It was implied with the sky blocking out the sun.
Well, that's an evil dude thing.
Okay.
Okay.
You know
my
what?
next-
Take your implications where you will, I suppose.
Yeah, my next victim, Ren
That was
Brando.
way back when. That was way back when.
Brando. Yeah, oh my god, he succeeds. Natural 20.
Okay. I'll see him tomorrow.
See him tomorrow. Okay.
See you tomorrow, nerd.
Alright, who else?
Is there anyone else important I need to scry on?
It looks like, stop it. Stop
Not
it.
the special forces, that's for sure.
Okay, it's like I know I'm not gonna scry on Special Forces
Or Tremor, probably.
or Tremor. I don't want to deal with Tremor because Tremor's a demon. He'll probably see me because he's an asshole. Who do I want to scry on? I'm bored. I'm gonna scry on Sprinkles.
Sprinkles? Nope.
Nat 20s.
Nope. You're not.
Jesus Christ,
I
Aaron!
did not nat 20, but I rolled really high. I rolled a 17. plus her spell, plus her DC. What? It's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Let me check. On scry. See here. Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it's like a 26. Anyone else?
Dude, I got nothing, man.
Dude, run, burn, and sprinkles tomorrow.
Alright, run sprinkles tomorrow. So you,
Yeah.
alright, we'll go down the line of commands. So this is day 3 of your week now. Who are you starting with, Renbren or Sprinkles?
Renbren. Does he pass or he fails?
Checking his plus. What's your DC?
22.
He succeeds barely.
God damn it.
You know what? Before I scry,
Mm-hmm.
actually, yeah, before I scry, I'm gonna have my simulacrum scry first.
Okay. I rolled even better.
Okay. And before I scry, I also,
I'm
simulacrum.
sorry. All of us are rolling really well today.
Okay, so it's order is simulacrum scry. I'm like, okay, simulacrum, and then I scry, and then I fail, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it again the next day.
Alright, are you spraying on Sprinkles as well?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Alright, I failed.
God damn it.
No, I succeeded again. No, she got a 20. So, fail. Unfortunately. You can't scry across planes of existence, right?
Let me check.
I was gonna say that needs to be a rule check.
Let me check.
That is on the same plane of existence as you, so you actually can't scry on Sprinkles.
Okay.
Oof.
I'm running out of people to scry. Luke, help me. God damn.
Okay.
Alright, Luke, who else should he scry?
I don't know.
I mean, we should just do, all my stuff first, and then, do
Yeah,
Luke's thing.
move along. Alright, so day 4?
Day 4.
Alright.
Simulacrum, scry.
Simulacrum, scry. Fail, but legendary resistance.
Naturally.
He doesn't want you knowing where he is. You kidding me?
I am Redbread.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Son of a bitch.
Alright.
He has 3 legendaries.
He has 3 legendary resistances, so even if he fails, he's gonna force himself to succeed.
Okay.
Do you guys have enough people that you can eat all of his legendaries and still scry at him?
Who can scry? I can scry. Ophelia, the simulacrum.
Hmm?
Talon?
Talon can't scry, he doesn't have scrying. The headmaster has scrying.
Headmaster?
Yeah, the headmaster
Yeah.
has scrying.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so whose DC is going next?
I guess my DC. Again.
Alright,
Fuck
so
you.
22.
Yeah, 22.
Alright, he has to burn another legendary.
Okay, son of a bitch, let's go.
Alright. Who's next? Headmaster, Ezreal?
Who seems more skilled?
Probably the guy with years upon years of experience.
So he has higher than a 20, I assume.
He has a... oh, no, he actually is about on par with you. He's pretty much on par with you. He doesn't have anything that just naturally boosts it, though. That's with an intelligence boost.
Headmaster, then.
Okay. Okay. I don't have to use a legendary for that one.
Damn it. Alright. That's me.
Alright. Last legendary resistance.
Who else is screwing?
We do it like once per day, or
You
Does-
can only target the same person once per day. Once they succeed, it's 24 hours before you can try again.
Does Lauren have scry?
Or does not have scrying.
Does Mafi have scry?
Or Buffy does not have scrying.
I'm just gonna ask around who has scry.
You ask all the rest of the wizards, none of them have scrying.
What does nobody have scrying?
Because
Whoa, whoa,
Does
whoa.
anybody have a
don't
scroll
need it.
scrying?
I was gonna say this is gonna be a weird request, but
Uh-huh.
in theory,
In theory.
even though you cast scrying as a normal spell,
Mhm.
could you cast wish as scrying
It
and
still
it be a
counts
separate
as
instance?
it's because it's not the spell that marks them. It's you as a person doing it, and if they succeed against you, then you can't do it again.
Well then,
If anyone would like to go purchase a scroll of scrying to try again, that's not anyone who's already done it.
Son of a
I-
bitch.
Can't I technically do
You
it?
can technically because you are a cleric, so you do have that in your wider wheelhouse.
Uh,
But you have to purchase a spell scroll.
fuck.
I guess I might be able to. I'm like looking up to see whether it's something I could do.
I don't think warlocks get scrying.
if you have the ability to spell cast, you should be able to.
It has to be in your spell list.
Oh yeah, that's right. It has to be.
Dude, Renbren's just like in the shower. He's like, God damn it, these guys again. Gonna have
It's like he gets like a ping in his mind. He's like, you see, usually I'm into this stuff, but come on. I don't-
We're here to call you about your car's extended
This-
warranty.
I
Can
don't own a
30
car.
Can 33 gold pieces and 74 silver pieces be enough to buy a scrying scroll? Because if so,
You know what?
Daytona got it
I'll
covered.
roll this. Hang on. Okay. Mafi will be nice enough that because this is pertaining to the mission at hand, he will make it an IOU.
Sick.
All right.
give-
So,
I
Goo, you
give
want to try to
The,
scry?
the remainder.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's your
Well-
spell save DC? This is your wisdom
pretty
plus.
okay.
It's your wisdom plus proficiency.
19.
19.
Oh, same as Daytona's. Okay.
All right.
Did he succeed?
What's your spell DC?
19.
I rolled an 18. That's 18
Sogu!
total. Really? We have all these experienced spellcasters, and it's Goo that gets this to work.
So Goo, you've seen Ophelia try. You've seen the headmaster try. You've seen your girlfriend and
I
eventual
don't
wife
care.
I could cast it.
I don't
double
care
checked.
about who did it.
All right, so all of you kind of like, as all of you more experienced casters, people who have dedicated your lives to the craft, failed on your scrying spells. Goo, it takes a little bit. It takes about an hour or two, but Mafi runs back to his shop, or goes to his shop, grabs a scrying scroll, and gives it over to Goo. And Goo, you sit down, and you're like, you look at the scroll. And you have to kind of ask the others how to do this. But it takes a moment, and as you read out the scroll, you know those moments in some like cartoons, in some animated series where it's like they kind of like go into the eye and it's like a whoa kind of thing. Your eyes kind of go wide as you feel yourself lifted out of your body and kind of thrust up into the air, and you're like, oh, okay, this is an experience that I haven't experienced before.
Oh, hell yeah.
And once again, in a rather obvious direction, you find yourself being pushed. You find yourself in the dark, untamed, and chaotic continent of Zythan. And as you're kind of pushed down, you see Renbren walking around in a very well-designed facility. Metal floors and metal walls. He kind of just seems to have this very stern look on his face. As he walks past what looks to be a number of Rome members that kind of take notice of him for a moment before just kind of walking past. And you watch, and it takes about 7 minutes before he comes across a door, goes inside, and make a perception check for me.
Come on, Lucky. 17. Where'd
17.
Jordan go?
Oh, his computer is updating apparently. So he will be back.
For some
20,
reason,
so
I thought
20
you
is-
meant that Renbren's computer is updating. I'm like, wait, what?
So 20, you said?
17.
As he enters into the room, you glance around, and inside appears to be a quarters for him of some kind. You can see that there are some items from when you visited his manor, as well as what else but a self-portrait of himself, a self-portrait that's that's hanging on a wall. And as he sits down, you hear what sounds like that same sort of whispering, just kind of all around you. And then you will hear Renbren go, "Yes, I'm fully aware." And you hear the whispering again. He says, "Look, as much as I appreciate what you've done for me, I'm more than capable of dealing with them on my own. Thank you." And you hear that whispering again. And he says, and when all of this is done, I want nothing further to do with it. And then there's a pause, and you hear the whisper comes again. And then Renbren kind of lifts his head and starts looking around. "Where?" And his head turns. So he looks directly at you. Although doesn't seem to see anything. It's almost as it's like he cannot see it, but he's being guided. And he will cast Dispel Magic and successfully dispel your scrying spell. And you will find yourself back.
At which point I
Yeah?
rusted back into my brain.
Yes, you are back into your brain. However, from the 20 that you did get, as you were able to stay in the room for at least a moment, he had on the desk that he was sitting at, he had about 4 tomes that looked to be arcane in nature. One was open, though you couldn't quite make out what was written in it. He had a scattering of notes across the table. And yeah, it seems like he's been busy since you've he seems like he's been rather busy since you've last seen him.
Hell yeah. That's what you people have been doing every time?
It worked.
Wait, you got through?
I was afraid
That
you were
was
turning us
wicked.
again.
No, he's on Zythan.
Of course he
I
is.
think he was talking with the 5th. Sure. It's just he was hearing whispers. I don't. I guess it could be tremor, but I think tremor saw me in whatever I was. But he didn't. I don't know. He's underground in some facility, probably near that tower. Oh, and he had a lot of research papers in a room somewhere. But he's been busy. Most of it, but I mean, we know where he's at now.
There's only one of him.
Oh, that's what we said
From
the
what I
last two
could see,
times.
but yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, you didn't quite get any information on whether or not he's successfully completed another clone.
Oh, and he seemed like after this was over, he wanted nothing to do with Tremor or the Fifth or something. He seemed frustrated.
Well, you did good. I'm proud of you.
Goo, your head's spinning a little bit. It's a new
Oh,
experience.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. Do you need to sit down?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna stand up. I don't know where we're at in the house, but I'm
You
gonna
would've just
stand up
been, you
and
probably
wander
would
up
have
to the
been in
kitchen.
either like
and
the study or even the dining area, just because there's enough room.
I'd stagger off to the kitchen and just like weasel my way in there. Look at almost falling over. Like I'm good.
All right, sounds good.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
good.
go over and kind of help him.
All right. So you have that information. Aster, is there anything else you want to do?
I guess I'll just like hold. I guess I'll just help Special Forces in the war room. That's gotta be the end of my thing.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Goo, is there anything you want to do?
How much was that scroll that I just used?
How much was it? 1,000 gold.
Okay, I will give 1,000 golds to was Larn or
It was
Mafi?
Mafi.
Mafi. I'll give
Doesn't
1,000
exactly have.
inventory. Got it.
Yeah.
I will give 1,000 gold to Mafi.
Okay, sounds good.
I would like to go to whatever the finest dining establishment I can find still functioning in the town is.
In the town that Mafi is located in?
No, in Nuxfar.
Oh, in Nuxfar. Okay. Yeah, you will find a. It'll take you. Make an investigation check, actually.
I don't know what's open. That's pretty good. 25.
Okay. So it is gonna take you. Sorry. Oh, my
wait.
god, that hit me out of nowhere.
21.
21. Okay.
I assumed I had an 11.
It is going to take you outside of your usually traversed territory. But not too far. Eventually, you will come across a couple of people who, more or less disregard you in the moment, not out of disdain, but out of fear, as there is still very high tensions from, as for some, there's still very high tensions from the recent demon incursion. And a lot of people still don't seem to be trusting. What?
The cinematic parallels. And dangerous times are still open.
Well, I mean, this isn't like quarantine. People still have to stay open. I mean, there are taverns readily available, but but that's why like the DC was really high to find an establishment that's still running at this point. Like, it's a pretty big feat. But eventually, as you kind of calm people down and just get them more comfortable speaking, eventually they will say, well, I think I know one that's still operating just down the street from us. Would you like me to show you?
Sure. It would be wonderful.
Follow me. He'll this sort of upper class gentleman will escort you to a place called the Luxurious Apothecary. Very weird name for a restaurant, but as you kind of enter, you start to realize why it has that name. It is themed almost as if you were walking into an apothecary shop. The glasses are, instead of being wine glasses or normal glasses that you'd be used to, the shop seems to have fashioned glasses out of vials instead. And the whole aesthetic of the place, you can smell... There's not very many patrons in here, but from the patrons and the meals that you can see, it is very, very fine dining. The food smells delicious, and even though it has this sort of odd theme about it, there is a very upper scale look about the place.
Alrighty. I would like to find somebody, either management-wise or just a average waiter.
Easy enough.
And inquire how much rough cost of a dinner for two would be.
Dinner for two, he will say, sir, that would depend entirely on the meals purchased. We do actually have quite a few. At least more than your average establishment. But put on average, for the couples that do come in here, usually, if I had to put an estimate, a typical meal with drinks, usually around 11, 12 gold pieces.
Oh, I'll save 20, just in case we get a little crazy. Can I set a reservation for later tonight?
Truth be told, we hardly get any business, at least since the recent attack. So I'm sure you won't have any trouble.
Just come in, got it.
Yes, I'm sure we will have no trouble seating you.
Okay, I will take my leave, and I will be back later.
All right. So unless there's any, I assume this was for you, Aster.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Me and Nathan, we're gonna have a boys' time. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and then we're gonna go back to my room and we're gonna measure.
And somehow Nathan will win. The look from sous chef, just like, excuse me.
I have a couple of other things I would like to do, but they don't have to be narrated.
Good things come in little packages.
It's okay. What we're gonna do is, I mean, if you're gonna go to dinner with Ezreal, then we can play that out. If you actually want to do any role playing there.
I didn't know how to play it out. I just figured if I'm going to die, possibly, I want to take her out.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we'll say, I'm assuming Ezra will have no objections. Luke.
Luke, that's your cue.
No?
Surprise, maybe, but
Surprise, but no objections.
hello.
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 Hi.
Okay. I
Um,
said my internet was unstable, and then you apparently
Oh,
were
no.
not hearing
Yeah,
my
we can-
things,
no, we
my
can hear you.
words.
Okay. So, I will say, if you want to roleplay it out, we can, or we can sake of brevity if there's no real conversation. Like, in terms of, like, anything that needs addressing.
I have something.
Okay. Alright, so,
Okay.
alright, so whenever we
I
can...
seem to be lagging pretty hard right now, so
Oh, jeez. Alright,
hang
we'll
on.
say, you guys, later in the night, Gu approaches with his offer. Oh, never mind. Gu, Ezreal blinks out of existence. She never existed to
What
begin with.
sucks? It happened twice apparently.
Yeah. Alright, well, we're down to 2 players. Let's go to a break right now while we're waiting for the players to get back.
I could do a couple of things while
Okay.
we're waiting,
What else
and
would
then
you
we
like
can
to
go to
do?
break.
Oh, never mind.
Either or.
I think Luke's back.
Um,
What the hell?
I would save 25 gold. Actually, you know what? I'll do 30, just in case we come
Alright,
across
Luke's back.
something
Luke's
that's,
back,
that's
so we can-
relative.
We can play this out now.
I said, give me a second.
Luke's back. Luke's back.
Back
It's
in the
okay.
New
I
York
said,
City.
give me a second.
Luke's back in action. Ezreal, the date went horribly. You threw up on your dress. You punched a waiter in the face.
Once by accident and once on purpose.
All right, so yeah, we'll say Gu approaches you. I'd say towards early night. With his offer to dinner,
We're going on a date.
a debt.
I'll put on my nice dress and do my hair up all nice.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way to the White Apothecary, which Ezreal, immediately as you look at it, you're like, that's a really weird name for a restaurant. But as you enter, similar to Gu, you are pleasantly surprised and fairly impressed by the way they're kind of able to integrate this theme but still keep it upper class. Exactly as the waiter who had addressed you before said, it's not hard to find a table available. As there are very few patrons in, at least at this time. But you guys make your way. You guys are seated at a very, very nice table. And as you are served your drinks, it is for an upper class or for a commoner, it would be something that's like, oh, this is a brand new experience. The fact you guys are being served in vials that usually house the potions that you guys have to use on a regular basis when you're out adventuring, some of the charm is lost here. But it's you could definitely see how for someone who doesn't live that lifestyle, this could be oh wow, this is an experience,
Yeah. You know, that adventurer flavor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, essentially, yeah. But go ahead, whatever you guys would like to talk about.
I'm gonna wait until, you know, a little bit further into the
Yeah, of course.
the date.
So we'll say you guys kind of sitting, making small talk, just kind of trying to keep your mind off of the situation, keeping your minds away from what's coming next, at least in the moment. You get served wine, which is very, very potent, but tasty. As well as, I'll say, how fancy you going, Gu? You want like premium stuff?
Prime de la prime.
All right. So, I am so in terms of so the wine's gonna cost you probably in the neighborhood of 4 gold a glass. And
We're rich, baby.
you are wealthier than some
Noted.
nobility actually. um, and meals are served to you. Neither of you come from very fancy or high high living backgrounds. So as the waiter describes the meal that's put in front of you, it's like you know like to see like the geometry just like you're like what is any of this? And it's like you cook, but you do not cook high end. However, the meals
Escargot with foie gras.
it appears to be duck of some kind. And why I say of some kind is because he's using a lot of terminology that would make you think that this duck is some sort of specially bred, like, pristinely cared for creature. With a very nice sauce that, once again, as he describes it, is like, you would think that this was made out of diamonds the way this gentleman is describing it.
I've been to a place like this.
I have also been to a place like this, and and I'm not trying to get out of describing this stuff, but this was genuinely my reaction when I went to this restaurant. Was they were describing it, and I was like, that sounds good. I guess.
I went to one of these. I had $14 rabbit wings, and they were good.
$14? What?
Yeah.
How do you have rabbit wings?
It's rabbit haunches, but in the shape of wings, and it's got like a honey sauce and currants or some fucking
shit. All right, but anyway, it's a very, very beautifully presented, wonderful smelling dinner is put in front of both of you. And as the waiter walks away, you're both kind of left in the moment of, Ezreal, you're a knowledge cleric, and that confused you.
Start eating. I guess is it good?
Oh, it's.
I hope so.
It's okay. No, it's really really good. It's one of those meals that you have where you can. It's one of those meals you have where you can taste every individual flavor. It's worth the money. It's been made with care. It's been made to be an experience, and it is delicious.
Halfway through,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say I didn't expect this.
I mean, the least I can do in short notice.
I didn't know what was going on. I hoped for something like this, but if it was just physical, I would have liked to know beforehand, but that's fine too. Probably not making very much sense, am I?
No, you're doing fine. I guess I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to go out alone. And I definitely don't just think that someone that's made me as happy as I am from a place that I was deserves to go out alone.
It's potentially the end of the world, so fuck it.
And you really are family.
Let's hope for survival. Let's just assume we're going to survive this. What are you planning? after?
I want to look at the state of my city, Falkirk. And I just kind of want to look in to see if it's salvageable or not. I think I might owe Sprinkles an apology. Help her out if she's still around somewhere. Other than that, I got nothing.
That's good. I'm glad we both have plans. I'm going to go to Valadon to train to take over for the church.
I mean, I'm coming with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought we already talked about that.
Oh,
Am I imagining things?
it's kind of a blur. For some reason, these past few months have felt like over a couple of years. I don't know why.
Blending together, repressing all of the bad parts. You're good. I'm familiar. I don't know if you were busy for the rest of this week, but I was planning on doing a bit of charity work.
That sounds nice. Don't think I have plans, really. Or maybe for one of the days, but we'll see.
I mean, something comes up, don't worry about it. But you're more than welcome.
I'm gonna... How big are the tables?
It's a dining. It's a dining establishment. It's a table for two, so just simple square table. Long enough.
Round tables, square tables.
Uncomfortable to like try to bend over, but like comfortable. Like you can like put your hand across the table and it won't be uncomfortable.
Okay, I will do that then. I'll put my hand across.
We'll hold hands.
Yeah.
Ah. Good. Relationships in D&D. Cringe.
Yeah, gross.
Cringe.
You're falling tenderly in love? That's pretty cringe, bro.
I know. Dude, your character's actually having like development and interpersonal relationships. It's pretty cringe, bro. Dude, just murder a hobo. God, what is wrong with you people? Why isn't the town after you yet?
I love the idea of murder hobo being literally murdering a hobo.
We must murder a hobo.
Do we know any homeless people?
No, there's actually a very wealthy person whose last name is Hobo, and it's just
Yes.
that's the campaign. It's find this individual who's done terrible things and murder them.
Sir
That's a
Rockedon
charity work.
Hobo. He's tortured slaves. We need to kill him.
Alright, well,
Bad man.
A man named
Jebediah Hobo.
Jebediah Bezos.
Alright, so is anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm good.
Go. Anything?
I'm good for the moment.
Alright.
I'm good for the moment.
So, as you two kind of wrap up dinner, let's say, would you guys have had a couple more glasses of wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not me, but Ezreal, sure.
I'll have a couple.
Okay. So, we'll say for the lot, including meals, your total comes to about 68 gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to pay for half of it.
No, you're not. Bye, idea.
I don't
Don't
want to
worry,
drink all
it's
the
not
wine.
better anyways. You're fine.
That's why I asked. It was like a typical meal for two is about about a small amount of gold pieces because they usually don't go premium on everything. You went premium on everything. All right, it's pretty expensive.
This is a little charity as well, you know. They need money.
Yeah.
Hard times.
Let you guys
Small
finish.
businesses.
You both finished dinner feeling moderately satisfied. The issue with fine dining establishments is their portions tend to be on the smaller end. So, I mean, you're satisfied in the moment, but there's also that creeping sensation in the back of both of your heads of, we're probably going to be hungry again in about an hour and a half.
I mean, it's for the experience, but
Yeah.
the portion size for dessert is gonna be on the bigger side. If you know what I'm saying.
Go home, round 3. After that, I'm making pancakes.
All right. Okay. Well, is there anything else? Well, I guess we can just jump from there. But Gu, you had a few more things you wanted to do.
I did.
Okay, cool.
I will take the remaining 621 gold pieces I have, and the 67 silver. I want to keep the copper just for the notoriety of having something in my wallet. I'm going to spend the majority of the remainder of the week giving all of my money away to the lower end people in the town.
Okay.
I just kind of dividing it as much as possible to get supply, or even I'll buy supplies and hand it out.
Yeah. Okay. How much gold are you giving out?
All of it.
No. How much, like, to each family?
Oh, I guess depends on the amount of families.
It's a lot. But I'll say you kind of take a
What?
sector. I'll say you kind of find a section where it's like the really like these people are struggling like to even live.
Yeah, probably the least well off, and
The
just
lower-
kind of
the
hand out
lowest
as much
of the
money as
low,
I
yeah.
can.
Like the slums.
I'd say like 20 gold at doorstep
Okay.
for as many as that gets me.
How much gold do you have?
621, and then 67 silver. So
All right, so it's about, I'd say about 37 houses. It's 31, but I'll say as you kind of realize, I'll say you kind of go for more and try to disperse a bit more evenly. So I'll say you can get about
I
37
get to kind of the
houses.
richer neighborhoods. I'll try and divide it up a little bit more, but
So going around, knocking on people's doors, you're met with a lot of faces of people who are either confused by your presence, scared by your presence, or just genuinely don't care. And are just more trying to figure out who you are. And as you present these families with this sum of money, which most, if not all of them, would never see, because this is like lowest of the low, not even really farmers that are doing menial work for coppers. You are met, some with surprise and shock, others with confusion and distrust, but accepting it anyway because it's free money. And some that the moment you give them the money and they realize that you're being serious, just collapse into a ball of tears and just grab onto you and just hug you tightly. You get a lot of emotional people and their families just thanking you profusely.
no, that's okay.
Yeah. Just yeah, a lot of I would say about at least half of the people that you give the gold to react in that same way of just thanks and hugs and crying. Because they can actually
most of
afford
them
places now.
would involve some kind of a repertoire speech about how things are possibly going to get bad, and I would recommend using at least some of this money to prepare yourself for a possible not great situation.
Don't tell him explicitly
Yeah,
about the
just a
world
possible
ending.
not great situation.
No.
They take it with.
Things are bad. Take preparations.
They will listen. They will. Some will heed your words. Others will still be distrusting. But the majority of people seem to be receptive. And Gu is a broke boy.
Yay!
Gu have coppers.
I'm rich in friendship.
I'm rich in friendship.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever said.
I'm rich in friendship. Cut to Gu wanting to repair his town. Fuck! I should have kept some of that gold. Why did I give it all?
Money.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do, Gu?
One last thing.
Okay.
Actually, I am. It pains me to say this. I'm not taking Bosco to Zythan.
I would hope you. Okay.
I don't. I want to. I have people that I assume Falak can get in contact with whoever or somebody and take care of him. I do not want him to die and be dead over there.
Fair enough.
I want him to.
I want him to live a full and happy life.
I guess I leave instructions of him going back to my mom if possible, but
Okay.
I don't know who I would even give
Yeah.
that to.
Well, you have the representatives from Rose Lake who could take him back and have him,
That,
be with his mama again, his adoptive mama.
but I would say bye to my little boy and say I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to protect as many people as possible as you have been. You've been a good little lad. I honestly, if he just wants to chill in the house for a period of time, that's cool.
He seems to want to fight you with not being able to come with you.
Oh, he wants to come, then sure.
But if you're insistent that you don't want him, that you want him to stay behind, he'll eventually get the message.
If he's really persistent about it,
Well, it is in the nature of guard drakes to want to protect those that they bonded to. And seeing as you were literally his dad, or literally the one who was there when he hatched, there is definitely
I'm his daddy.
There is definitely a
Don't you word that any other way.
there is definitely a distinct want to stay with you and protect you. But again, he's also intelligent enough. He's pretty smart, and if you insist enough that he wants to stay that you should want him to stay behind, he'll listen.
If he's really forward about it, then I think there's a conversation we would have to have. So I'd say if that's something you genuinely want, you can come with.
I mean, it definitely is,
So.
but the way he conveys it, because he can't talk, is more like, you know how like a dog, when an owner's being like, I gotta go, buddy, you're gonna stay
No,
here."
bad.
Yeah.
No, me go along. We go park now.
Yeah, basically that. It's like he's kind of giving you the little guard drake puppy dog eyes, and is like he's like trying to get you to say yes, and that he can come.
How could I say no to him? Okay.
All right, so Bosco's coming to Zythan. There's gonna be a dead guard drake.
Walkies to Zythan. Walkies
Yeah.
to Zythan.
Oh man! All right.
I guess I would draw the conclusion that I would rather he see the person he cares about most last in his final moments than live without him for his whole life.
Sad. Oh man. All
If I can get out one message to the Follows They Make community is if you get your pets have to get put down, don't leave them.
Yeah. Stay with
Be
them.
with your animals.
Let's make a random
Stay with them.
killing your animals PSA right now. Stay with your pets.
Not
if you're
killing
gonna
your
put them down.
having. If your pet has to get put down because they will suffer through a medical problem, whatever, do not leave their side. As hard as it is,
This is so dark.
do that for them.
Stay with them. If you're going to another
I'm
continent,
sorry.
if you're going to another continent where you're gonna fight an evil guy, a super powered evil guy and his cronies, and your pet's gonna die, make sure you're the last thing they see.
I'm a realistic optimist, and it scares the shit out of people, and I'm sorry.
All right. So that's it for
The
Google.
last thing that I do genuinely want to do.
Go ahead.
It's very short.
Uh-huh.
Do I know what the tallest building in Nooksbar is?
Sure, pretty easy to find. It's probably the tower.
I would like to go to the tower.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the head organist is still there.
You'll have to knock and see.
I will knock.
All right. Eventually the door will slide open. That same sort of phasing around the sides will happen. It'll slide open. And you'll see one of the mages from the tower, one representative from the tower comes out and says, "Yes, can I help you?" Oh,
Is
Morton?
Morton.
Morton, of the Favored Few, yes?
Goo.
What can we do?
Yes.
What can we do for you?
Can I request a favor?
Of course, we are a bit busy at the moment with final preparations, but if it's...
Does not involve any of you. I just can I climb this building?
If you wish... I
didn't want to get to the top and have people get really mad at me for some reason.
No, I'll put a word that you'll be... Is there a particular reason you wish to scale the tower?
I want to leave something at the top.
That might be a different story. What exactly do you wish to leave?
Hold on. I will dig through my bag.
Uh-huh.
And I will pull out Rudy Brass Spoon.
Give me a moment. He'll come back. Though the High Arcanist cannot guarantee that it will stay there permanently, she will allow you this favor.
It's good enough.
Okay. Would you like me to show you how to access? I can escort you to the top.
I can climb. It's fine.
All right.
I get that I'm a weird individual.
Very well. Just please don't break anything on your way up.
Not likely. But thank you. Are you climbing?
He'll watch you for a moment, kind of like as you begin running up the side of the tower. Okay.
Taking minor breaks to grab onto something to stop.
All right. Well, easily enough, you managed to get to the top.
Does it look like the top of it's used for any particular?
No, but you get the
spells?
No, but you get the sense that it was more like, we don't want you messing with the aesthetic of the tower.
I just figured it was more along the lines of, we use this for a particular like it's a lightning rod or something.
But you have run past a couple of windows.
It won't mess with
just
the
like, what?
aesthetic.
You could
because
look
That's
inside.
the greatest magician in the world.
You could look inside if you want.
Sure.
Okay. So as you're toward the top of the tower, you look into one of the windows, and you see a number of students that are or a number of people who are in the process of, for lack of a better word, experimenting with with what looks to be other people and animals that are strapped down with electrodes.
Implying.
Implying not to that extent. However, you notice that there are a number of mechanical boxes in here that have what you quickly discern to be arcanely charged crystals that are creating a constant electrical current. And as one of the ones that are not being held down goes over, he flips the switch on one of the boxes. There is a brief flash of arcane energy, and one of the other members that was kind of strapped down for a moment blinks. They go and remove the straps from him. He stands up, and you watch as he kind of concentrates for a moment, closing his eyes. And as he opens them again, they begin to glow with a very odd arcane energy. And then they kind of begin documenting. One of the animals that are strapped down, they flip the switch again, and there's another flash of arcane energy. And as they pull it away, it appears to be a rabbit. It kind of hops off. And you see them attempting to talk with it. Like actually verbally communicate with it. And it kind of tilts its head, seemingly understanding them but not able to speak back, and one of them kind of like eyes go wide and he nods and starts writing some stuff down. This is more we're the people that the other people don't talk about section of the tower.
Hell yeah. Fucking Animal Intelligence Bureau.
We're the guys that the Bureau wonders why we still get funding.
Oh, they're the fucking Ghostbusters
Unfortunately,
from the
I'm
university before they
I'm a
get
Homer
fired.
Simpson type.
The mad scientist.
They're the mad scientist division of this tower.
At like 5 seconds after I start climbing up further, I'm just gonna very quietly say to myself, like, "Nope, don't understand any of that."
Make your way up. You find a place where you can rest Rudy Brassboon.
I was gonna tie him to something like a flag.
There's no flag. But you can.
Is it just a flat ground on top?
Mostly flat. It's the way the tower works is it spirals constantly upward to a point.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Perfect. I was gonna tie him to the point.
Okay, so you'll take out some rope and. Make an athletics check. What'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Oh my god. Alright, you do
20,
some
27.
you do some serious thigh master work here as you squeeze with your thighs onto the tower. And begin and you tie Rudy up, I will say, very easily. He's a puppet. And yeah, easily enough, you have Rudy Brassboon tied to the tower.
After that, I will give Rudy a quick nod. Make my descent down.
Alright. Are you walking or are you just letting your legs go and slow falling?
I don't think I can slow fall that far, so I'm gonna
Probably
have to
not, yeah,
climb
so-
down slowly, and then once I get a point where I can jump.
Yeah. Alright. Ezreal.
Hi.
Hi. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to talk to Daytona. Help.
Of course,
go out for charity work.
Okay.
perfect. I am back just in time.
Just in
Alright.
time.
I'm also gonna say at about the second day of the week, one of the members of Kova's crew, I'll roll to see who it is. We'll keep it a surprise. Right. Oh, hey, Tibble. Hell yeah.
Yeah, let me look up which one.
Tibble
that
was
is.
the tiefling swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the badass. We'll kind of had made her way in, and I'll roleplay out this scene really quick. Whoever's there, we'll say if whoever wants to be there. Who wants to be there? Okay.
Sure. I don't know who this is,
You do
but
not know
sure.
who this is because you haven't met her before.
I met her once.
Did you?
We used Kova's crew to get to Ship Della Sprinkles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She'll say, "Hey, how's it going?" And she'll extend a hand and kind of grab one of yours, Ezreal. Long time
It's
with
been a
very
while.
firm grasp. It certainly has. Her hair is much longer than it was before, like going down to a little bit, almost basically to the top of her knees.
Whoa.
She has it tied up in areas, so it's not too much of a hindrance. But it is very long hair.
You look nice.
Just so do you. Right back at you. All right. So the captain and the rest of them are staying on the ship for now. Fast walk in here is about a day. So when we're ready to go, just let us. We'll make our way back. He's got some supply. He used to do some supply runs anyway, so we're taking care of that. I actually came to get a head count. Who's coming with us? Just you guys? You got anybody else coming?
Oh, we have a lot of people here. All right. Who should all go, guys? Should just all of the important NPCs come with us on Kova's ship because it'd be cool.
Great commentary.
Everybody.
Great
the,
insight.
the entire army.
I admittedly don't know how many
All
people can go on that ship at the same time.
It
Yeah.
is
fairly substantive.
it is a transport ship. So it has a lot of different decks to it, or a lot of different floors to it.
There's been only one time where we tested out max capacity, and that was when we were forced off the island the first time. And even then, it was debatable whether or not it was going to stay in the water.
Emergency, emergency evacuations.
We would know whether or not everyone could fit, right?
I would say yes. You enough people. You'd have a. Let me see. So there's the 5 of you. Then there's the 5 of you. Then there's Headmaster, Talon, Ezekiel, Penley, Larn, Mafi. Special Forces is 4 more. Who else am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anybody else? Oh yeah, the Renegades, the Renegade crew. So that's in list 7. Andrus, Bosco. I'll count him as 2. And then Hornet, so that's another 2. No, Kova ship would be able to ferry that many people.
All right. We're gonna kind of introduce to people she doesn't know. I'm guessing she knows Talon and.
Oh yeah, she knows Talon. She knows Ezekiel already. She knows the Headmaster very well. She knows Penley. Doesn't really know Lauren too well.
Shame.
Yeah. He goes around and there's this moment of when she goes and like shakes hands with Umbra. There's this like moment where they both grab arms, and there's just like this. They're kind of trying to outdo each other in the moment, like kind of squeezing harder.
Y'all ever seen that scene with Predator with the Carl Weathers and the Arnold Schwarzenegger? It's that one.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Pushing too many pencils?
Yeah. So, Anyway, continue. So, what would you like to accomplish in this time? You have your your ships ready.
Daytona.
Daytona.
Hello.
Daytona, I need you to teach me how to eat a popsicle.
Daytona, I need you to teach me how to eat ass.
Man, Goo's into some weird stuff.
Well, I did not ask for this. What have you been doing?
I need you to teach Goo how to eat ass.
There you go.
Can I
Listen-
teach both of you? Anyway, no, go on.
Listen, if it's not reciprocal, then what's the point?
if it's not a community coming together in the pursuit, then what is even the point? Then what is even the point?
Listen, if we're
Have
not
you ever
making a
done
human
butt
circle,
stuff?
then who cares?
We're not making a human circle.
We didn't charge our geo crystals.
Charger must have been a lot of good energy at the sesh.
Oh Lord.
This is a great session.
Say that again.
Dude, there's a lot of energy in it.
Yeah, man.
Sushep's just sitting there like, I have no idea what this joke is about.
I have a question for earlier, Luke. Were you
Oh
serious
no, it was
about the
about
threesome
eating
with
ass,
Lard?
and now we're here now. That's all I need to know. That's all the context I need.
Luke needs to be able to breathe for a while first.
So Esriel has died asking about eating ass.
Dispel
Like-
magic.
More like Asriel, am I right?
We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm back. Hi.
Hi. Today's. Go ahead. Go ahead. Today's episode was brought to you by the letter ass.
Fuck up! I'm trying. I'm trying.
Continue it.
Continue. Hey, this is a great little comic relief episode before we get into the shit.
Daytona.
Hmm?
Are you in?
For the time being, I finally managed to actually get the horses taken care of. And, yeah, rest of my days are just kind of waiting.
Good. I mean, the anticipation is suffocating, isn't it?
Would not want to try to actually bring up anything about suffocation or anything negative, but you know what? Sure.
No
It's,
breathing.
don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Fucking.
Fuck you for making me laugh at that.
I was just wondering what your plans were after.
Well, Nathan
Yes.
approached me about maybe trying to help the land get back to normal because, I mean, there's grass everywhere, but it's not going to be like all right as rain the moment that we finish.
Of course.
So I'm hoping, even though my family doesn't really have a land anymore, I can at least help them out, try and maintain that relationship between the Archdruid and my family. I mean, you've already talked to me about going where you wanted to go, and that's still a possibility. But I still don't really have a plan. You know, it's weird having gone through a journey for the majority of your life, and then finding out there's no reason to have had that journey and being kind of stuck out in the waters until you find something else. You find a new interest, you find a new person, something to inspire you.
There's a reason. I mean, you wouldn't be here if you didn't make this journey, now would you?
Oh no. But I'm definitely going to need some kind of muse if I'm ever going to be feel like I'm normal, if that makes sense.
I understand. It's hard for musicians, I'm told. I did want to say that the offer still stands if you'd like to join me, but the mission with the Archdruid seems fantastic. Good
Well,
thing
a lot
to-
of the world is probably going to need to be repaired and brought back to some state of relative normal, and even then, I don't really think we're ever really going to fully recover in some regard.
We changed forever, won't it? Maybe it won't be the same, but we'll make it the best we can with what we have. Baladon, Falkirk, the forests. I think we're going to do great. Give her a hug.
Okay.
Have you seen Ophelia around? I still have her mask with me.
I assume you would have given it back, or if you would have taken it
Unless Ophelia approached, or if there was a time where Daytona could approach Ophelia, it would have still been with Daytona.
I'm sure Ophelia is around, unless she's not Ophelia.
Well, it's definitely the longest that she hasn't had her mask, so I don't know. Just wanted to make sure she was doing okay after that.
You know, she never really explained what was going on. So I'm going to sort of assume that was not Ophelia.
Hmm.
I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Sure.
Or he will.
Well,
So Ophelia, would you have approached Daytona at any point for your mask?
Yeah,
back?
probably. Yeah, probably pretty early on.
So we'll say, you know, let's make this even better. So as you guys are actually in the process of talking about this, you hear footsteps pretty rapidly coming towards Daytona's door.
yeah.
Mask now.
Oh, mask now. Mask now. As in immediately in your presence, in your hands, right now.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Well, how about I give you the mask if we talk about what happened before with the scrying and the... Or is that still kind of a blank in your head right now?
Truthfully, a blank.
All right.
Sight!
Make an insight check. Make a deception check, Dave.
23.
I'm guessing a 6 doesn't do that.
Nope. So, yeah, it's pretty easy to tell.
We're friends, aren't we? We want to help each other through things, especially whatever the hell that was.
Yes, yes. And now I'm just gonna take my mask and casually be off. The start
Do you
of
let
the
her?
day.
Oh no! I feel he pulls the mask away.
We all do dangerous things sometimes, and sometimes it's okay.
What are my roles for today?
I'm gonna say
You
this
got
is the
lucky.
same.
They are pretty high today.
I'm gonna
Alright.
say these would have been the same roles from the same day where you were screaming.
Okay. I forgot what my points were for that day, so you're lucky, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you give me my mask back.
When someone's in danger, it's
Are
okay
you
to tell
casting
your
suggest?
friends. I was gonna ask, is it gonna be a suggestion?
Is it a suggestion?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Counterspell. If we're gonna have this war, we're gonna
Are
have
we
this
gonna
war.
have a counterspell situation?
Counterspell, you counterspell.
Well, all right then. Have the roll. Natural 20, and I will go ahead and I will pull this camera down so you can see it.
It wasn't at 20.
Wait, don't I have to roll against his roll?
No, because it's a level 3 against level 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So so as you both counterspell each other, the suggestion kind of lingers in the air for a moment, and then you do not feel it catch.
Awkward.
Naturally. Now, can I talk?
Sure, fine.
Very well. The only thing I was going to say is it's okay that when you're in danger, you talk to your friends. I'll pass the mask back.
It was just a mild panic attack. Nothing to worry about.
Mild? You were screaming for like 5 minutes. There's nothing mild about that.
It's
It was 5
my.
minutes.
No, I don't think it was 5 minutes. It felt like maybe 10 seconds. I don't know.
Well,
Somewhere.
it definitely wasn't 10 seconds. It was at least
Definitely
it
5
was-
minutes.
It was mild, trust me.
It didn't seem mild.
Well, you weren't the one screaming, were you? You didn't have that my sense of time, so.
With the screaming sense of time.
Of course.
How many
you know.
seconds that you scream? Is that your just a new way to tell time that I haven't heard about?
Yeah, it's experimental.
I don't like it. It's loud. Have you seen my ears? They're sensitive.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like I'm trying to invent something. It's kind of like the alarm spell. Sometimes you have to get up at like a certain time. It's so hard, but like you know, screaming. will
Oh,
wake
and it's
you
tied
up.
to it's tied that's a little circle that you make with whenever you scry. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah, absolutely. I get it. One bullshitter to another. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an excellent place to wait for time. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
Don't worry about it. By the way,
Worried about it.
Biff's almost released. One chain left. Very shaky.
Okay, good.
I thought you were
That's
screaming.
Mm,
Oh, it wasn't because of that. It was something else. But you know,
What?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Don't worry about it.
there's not good. There is no later. We talk now. If it's gonna be this dramatic right now, we do it now. Don't stop walking away. Hey.
Anyway,
I'm just gonna turn invisible and walk away.
counterspell.
Nope, I'm not this time.
Later, nerd.
We'll talk about it later. When's later if we don't win?
You know, you got all the information you need from me.
All right. Okay, so there we go.
Is this party? Who are we? Who are these people?
Are you asking this question right now?
I am.
I thought it was already named favored few
You know what I mean.
already established with the whole. No, it's not named that anymore. I'm not getting it.
I'll be real, people. It feels like
You're
we're
asking-
caricatures.
You're asking deep questions that I am not ready to answer.
I feel like we're just pawns in a game. Everything's always so random.
You don't remember that time? Yeah, every time.
Everything is just so random. I feel like
Everything
I should be
feels
much,
like it's.
I feel like I should be
everything's-
much better at the things that I've been training my whole life to do.
I feel like everything's been based off a dice roll. Everything that Sprinkle's been saying is true.
I'm going to walk away now. Office open. Let me know. Goodbye.
All right. And what else would you like to accomplish?
Let's say the 4th day.
Mhm.
I'm going to go to a tavern.
Okay.
I'm gonna get like 4 kegs of ale. Coming back to
Okay.
the house.
I don't know if they'll sell you 4 kegs.
Well, as many as I can get.
We'll say that the most they could sell you a keg,
No.
because that is their whole inventory. That is a big part of their inventory. But for a keg of ale, probably about, let me see, it usually has 100 plus drinks in it. So I'd say sell you it for about 140 gold.
Okay. Any other taverns around?
I will say, out of all the taverns you're able to go to, you get 1 keg of ale.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of put it in the room.
In which room?
In the war room.
Okay.
In my room.
In my room. And I drink it. Oh, what is it? You do the,
Alone.
what's the, is it, who's like the fat one? This is gonna sound as a really bad description. The fat, dumb one in The Simpsons. It's one of Homer's friends. the one that-
Homer.
no, the one that
Ah,
drinks
Homer.
a lot.
Hey, Homer.
That one.
It's Barney.
Barney. You do like the,
Yeah,
That's an
Yes.
accurate description.
huh?
That's an accurate description of Barney.
You're gonna do the Barney thing. You're gonna put yourself under the tap and open it and just go gut 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 gut.
How many bottles of wine in the basement?
How many bottles of wine in the pig? Probably because Volak is probably drinking most of them. Probably 3 bottles.
Okay, I'll bring that up too.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna kind of go around and tell everyone, booze downstairs, end of the world party.
Some will, yeah, a good amount of your companions will go downstairs and get drinks. Tivil will drink. She is great at holding her alcohol.
Ezreal in the basement making jungle juice.
Just got a
Um,
trash can full of shit.
Talon will probably have a glass, but that's about it. Ezekiel is not old enough to drink. But we'll
I'm
probably
not looking.
but we'll probably take a glass of wine anyway.
Yeah. I'm not looking for one glass.
If people are actually being festive, Nathan will
It's-
cast Crown of Stars just for the aesthetic.
It's somewhat festive. It's more just like everyone's taking a moment to just enjoy the moment. Not like, party heavy,
In that case, I'm going to invite Daytona to play some music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not thinking like streamers. I'm thinking like just if people are trying to make this a special occasion, just in that
alright,
small
so,
way.
Yes,
your
Daytona
performance.
will be playing Under the Lute, and
Performance.
all right. Okay, that is a 14 plus 17 for 30.
30. Yeah. It's a good, it's a very nice, not too over the top, very ambient sort of playing. Yeah. And, yeah, the fourth day will be spent in a semi-merry way with everybody just kind of having their own fun. Anything else?
That'll be it.
Is there anything else anyone wants to accomplish? Okay.
There's probably just going to be like one
This
weird
is-
moment
yeah,
at
th-
some random night,
Uh-huh.
and it's going to be stupid, but Daytona is just going to find a moment like alone, no one's looking around, and she's going to try to think about how Ophelia is able to do the wish. And despite her best efforts
Will not
and
be-
trying to will and force and
Yeah.
nothing's happened.
Yep. I will say, what is it? I'll say, as you guys are bedding down for the final night, yeah, I'll say, yeah, as you guys are bedding down for the final night, Talon will probably approach Ezreal since she's the most mentally stable, except for Nathan, but he doesn't know Nathan very well.
Fuck you.
Am I wrong?
Fine.
Am I wrong?
I am fine.
Well, it depends on when, he's approaching.
Yeah.
Could be approaching both of us.
Yeah. We'll say this is as you guys are getting ready to go to your respective rooms. He'll kind of hold you back for a moment.
Yes?
Hey, so, quick thing. Can I talk to you outside real quick?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Alright. He'll walk with you outside. Alright, I need you to convince Dad not to come.
Oh?
He's in his later years. And he's a powerful wizard and a powerful spellcaster, but I think I don't want him to... I think it might be a lot for him.
I understand.
And
Fragile.
he's anything but he's... I just don't want his... I want him to at least be able to enjoy his final years. And I don't want him to... I don't want his last moments to be in pain.
Of course. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. Big day. Tomorrow.
Big day. You ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some rest. He should still be in the study. Please. You know, Go ahead.
You've grown up so much.
Not as much as you think.
Well, more than the last time I've seen you.
I mean,
Proud of you.
there's a difference between growing up and caring about someone.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Gesture of hug?
Hey, well, of course, he's always game for a hug.
Yeah.
Talon loves giving hugs.
Yeah.
I'll say thanks. And I'm gonna get some rest and really, really, really try to prepare myself.
Sleep well.
No promises. And he'll walk inside.
I will talk to Dan.
Alright, so as you go into the study, you see the older half-orc, Benley Roscoe, currently kind of getting ready with going over his spell books.
Good evening.
Evening. Don't worry about me. I'll be going to bed here in a moment. I just want to make sure I have everything ready.
It's okay. I hope I'm not bothering you.
No, not at all.
I don't wanna. How do I want to read this, dude? You're old and nobody wants you here. We have concerns from some I will not name.
I look at you.
Afraid that something will happen to you out there.
I've already had this conversation with Talon, and I told him that I don't care. I want to help. This is all of our world, and I can't let something like old age get in the way of that.
For some reason, I knew you wouldn't be so easy to sway. There's no chance.
Look, what makes me any different from the rest of you? Besides my age. Why am I going to stay behind in safety when you're all going and risking your lives?
You know, I agree. My heart wasn't really in trying to convince you not to come. We're all going to die anyway if things go terribly. But for Talon, he's an old friend. I wanted to at least try for his sake.
Well, I appreciate that. I think he needs to understand that I'm capable, and I understand why he's concerned. But if it makes him feel any better, I'll stay towards the back.
You'll have people around you. Hopefully that'll help.
Just assure him that I'll at least try to be a bit safer.
Do you mind if I yell for a moment?
Sure.
You're so stubborn! Thank you.
He laughs.
Then I'll exit the room.
Okay. A half-hearted attempt at fulfilling a friend's wish.
Hey, I'm not the charisma guy.
You are not the charisma guy, you're right. But you are the one he thinks would be the most amicable and most sensitive in talking about such a situation. Alright, so you go ahead and make your way upstairs. Talon, understandably, just kind of has his head hanging. Like, oh, it didn't work. Does he trust that you actually gave effort?
Yeah. I mean, I tried at the beginning, but as soon as it caught me, I'm like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, if you're able to do it, why can't I do it?
Alright.
Jesus.
As you guys kind of bed down for the night and begin kind of heading to sleep. For you and Goo, it's, I'd assume, less of a fun night, more of a just prepping the minds for tomorrow and wanting to get some rest. As you both kind of lay down, just taking a moment to each other in your own minds, just kind of mentally getting ready. You all fall asleep, and for some of you it's restless. For some of you it's restless. For others it's at least somewhat enjoyable. Israel, as you kind of come to, coming out of your meditation, you hear what sounds like writing going on.
I'll look around.
Not in the room.
Where?
Just have to go find it.
I would like to go find it, yes.
Yes.
Alright, so you carefully make your way out of the bed so as not to wake Goo. Begin making your way. And as you open the door, you hear it coming from downstairs.
I'll go downstairs.
Alright, make your way downstairs. You hear some writing coming from inside the war room.
I look inside the room.
As you walk inside, you see Ezekiel, quill in hand and a paper in front of him, currently writing something down.
Let's step back for a moment, kind of. Not like hide behind the wall, like I'm trying not to be there, just kind of go back to the stairwell.
Doing the crunk.
What the fuck?
You
Doing
Emperor's New
what?
Groove where he's doing the stealth mission.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of go to the stairwell and sit on the step and kind of listen.
All right. The writing goes on for a while. Before, like a while, maybe about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Before you hear the sound of a paper being crumbled, thrown, and a new piece of paper being taken.
Okay, at this point, I'm gonna kind of peep my head in.
Right. He doesn't seem to immediately take notice of you as he's writing. He stops, looks at you. Yeah. What's up?
I think you should be getting some sleep.
I slept
Big
earlier.
day tomorrow. Insight.
Make an insight check.
28.
Nope. Didn't roll high enough.
What?
No, he didn't roll high enough. Just keeps writing. So you can tell he probably didn't sleep. He really hasn't slept yet. And because you guys turned in a little early, it's roughly around maybe 1:30 in the morning for you.
Okay. What are you writing? Perhaps I can help.
It's nothing. I'm just going over things in my head.
I see.
And he just keeps writing. He doesn't seem to be like telling you telling you to go away or anything, but he seems to just be invested in this and whatever he's writing.
Is it something you're willing to share with me?
It's nothing. It's really nothing. I'm just, like I said, I'm just sorting things out.
What things?
Like persuasion roll.
Oh, cocked.
Keeked.
Persuasion.
Hmm?
That's a +3. So let's say 11.
11. I just have a lot. I'm sure, like you have a lot on your mind right now. I have a lot on my mind right now too. I'm just trying to put it in a form that I can manage it.
That's good. I used to do the same thing. Write a journal when things get bad. Up here.
He'll stop writing for a moment, look at what he's written so far, and then just kind of sigh and shake his head, crumple it, throw it, and grab another piece of paper. And start writing again.
I understand. Maybe not exactly, but yeah, it seems like adults don't a lot of the time, but I do. If you want to talk anytime, then I'll be around.
Good to know. Thanks.
You're not alone in this.
I know I'm not, and I don't plan to be. But I'll just keep it in mind.
I will kind of just pat his shoulder.
So as the morning kind of comes to each of you, Ezreal, you've been up for a while, obviously. Kind of go back to check on Ezekiel, and he is fast asleep on the head on the table of the war room. Crumpled ball still in the corner.
Am I able to kind of get a grip on him without, jostling him too much?
He's pretty out of it. Like, he's pretty
Okay.
sprawled on the table. You're not sure how much of a grip you could get without waking him.
Okay.
Especially because passive perception's so high.
Alright. So, I guess I'll just kind of put a pillow next to him if he wakes up. And I'll put a blanket over him.
Alright.
And
You can, if it oh, go ahead.
I will just kind of not in the room, but I'm gonna kind of like kick one of the balled up pieces of paper out of the room, and once I feel like I'm far enough away, I'll open it.
All right, so this would be before everyone else is awake. Get my notes out. So you open it, read it, and it appears to be a letter to someone.
I'm like second floor. I don't want him noting at all.
I gotcha. It is written as is like a message, like a message you would send to somebody. Give me a second to get it out. Okay. And it reads, "Hi, Mom. I don't know where you are, or if you're even looking at me now. But tomorrow's a big day for all of us. I wish and kind of trails off. I wish you could be here. I really miss you. And Talon's great, but I wish I could talk to you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to help them at all, and I don't know if I'm gonna be strong enough to deal with what comes next. I wish you could tell me what to do." And then at that point, the note was crumbled and tossed.
I'm going to burn it.
All right.
Just make sure no one else reads it.
All right.
Why would you let me in? I just want to help.
All right. Well, yeah, that's the note you read from Ezekiel.
Thoroughly burned.
Gotcha.
Ashes washed down the sink. Yada yada yada. No
Ashes
evidence.
drowned in a puddle. All right. So as you guys are, this would essentially be coming because they would give you some time. So this is coming on to the dawn of the next day, of the 7th day, last day of the week. As all of you come to, there's a rapid knocking.
I opened the door.
Open the door. You see several guard standing there, and they will present you with a message, as well as they will say the Emperor is ready. He is gathering forces along with the Daywalkers in Kirana to begin their endeavors. He wishes for you to either meet him there, or if you have a mode of transportation, please utilize it and meet with them.
Of course.
Also, and Tibble will kind of step up at this point and say, and kind of just see what's going on. And I'll say, if you have another mode of transport, we've been instructed to deliver this to you. And he will hand you a box. So please, just at least send him a message, let him know what's going on. He's expecting you soon, and that is a device that should help you get there much faster.
I open the box.
Alright, so you go ahead and open the box, and it is this very odd, round, mechanical device of sorts. You can see that there are small crystals that are embedded throughout. And those of you who want to, can make an Arcana check.
I want to make a vibe check.
22.
22. It appears that there are very, very lightly etched symbols into the actual thing itself that closely resemble what you would see for teleportation circles. As well as a few other markings that you're not quite sure of.
I will show it to Esther, Ophelia, if they're around.
Alright, so so Chris had to take off for work. Bye, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
As you guys, Ophelia, or Aster, as you take it and look at it, make an Arcana check.
Got it. 2020. Oh, cool. 24.
24. You recognize it. It's about the same as you would have gotten, Ezreal, for your check. It is a very odd sort of warding spell. You don't know what for, though. It is arcane writing that neither of you have really been privy to before. At which point the guard will bow and take their leave. And you hear, as soon as the guard leaves, the whole house becomes noisy as people are grabbing things, grabbing supplies.
I am going to use thaumaturgy, and I'm going to say, everyone, we're ready. We need to get ready to roll out.
Yeah.
Very loudly.
Very lovely. Everyone seems to be grabbing their stuff together. Ezekiel, from the worm, you hear, huh? And it comes out of the room with balls of paper. He goes upstairs. Starts grabbing his things. As all of you make your preparations, grab your things, Tavil will say, okay, alright, like I said, it's going to take us a little time to get to the ship, but if we're moving quickly, should be able to get there. Oh, gosh. Does anyone have any way of traveling faster than walking? It still takes, like, a day to get to the ship.
You should have left yesterday. Does anyone have a quick mode of transportation in the party? Besides a horse?
Ironically, I did not take a gate. I was like, when will this ever come up? And now I'm like, oh man, if there's like a really bad stretch of trail, that would be great right now. Oh well.
Alright, let's go ahead and change up the music. I think this is good. Yeah. There we go. So, as all of you kind of quickly make your preparations, if you don't have a way to get there sooner, that's fine. It's just going to eat another day.
Okay.
At fast travel. Or you guys can rush through the night, get there basically in the early morning. Like maybe like 1, but you'll take 1 of exhaustion.
And then we can just sleep on the
And
ship,
then you can
right?
sleep on the ship, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds fine.
Alright, so as all of you... Okay, so as you guys gather everybody around, and I would roll for, you know, activity of the Erupt, but even if there is, you have tons of high-level casters, tons of high-level people. Ezreal, are you sending the word to...
I am.
So
We're
as you-
heading out on Kova's ship as soon as we can. We should be on the ship within a day.
Alright, and are you sending to the Drow households and Skystead?
Yep.
So send out your word to everyone as you all, with haste, make your way towards an area, a city you've never been in before, but don't really have time to explore. As you rush your way to the ship, Kova is there, stretching. Hello, everyone. You
Pleasure,
see-
Captain.
Pleasure to see you all again. And you hand him over the device. Says, "What is this exactly?" And along with it, you would have gotten some instruction on it that it attaches to the helm or to the main wheel of the ship.
Alright, well, the instructions as well.
All right, so he'll go over and kind of look at it, trying to figure out how the mechanism works. And as he puts it on, there's just a glow, and it almost like seals on, like almost as if someone put like glue around it. Just seals onto the ship. And as all of you kind of board, there's a... Kova kind of messes with it a little bit, and there's a sort of a shake from the ship itself. And all of you feel yourselves lurched forward. And find yourselves amongst a massive fleet of Daywalker and Empire ships in the within the dock of Karana. You hear ruckus coming from the shore as the teleportation goes off, as people are calling out that others have arrived, realizing it's you all. Seems like everybody is even as you look to the other ships, no one has been sleeping. Everyone is awake and ready. Emperor himself and the High Overlord are not here. Obviously, as figureheads, they must reside within their respective cities and countries. But you see a mass of soldiers. Some on the ship, some on the mainland. Karana has essentially been turned into a temporary military base. Kova looks out on all this and says, "Okay, this was a lot more than I thought there would be."
Can't save the world with only a handful of people, now can we?
Apparently not. You see the rest of your companions looking out at this like, wow, this was... A number is one thing, but to actually see the full scale of it is another. As you all hear what sounds like horns blaring throughout the camps. There's a boat that comes toward you, small rowboat that approaches you. You see 2 people on this boat. One of them appears to be the elven male that you had seen back in... one is the elven male you'd seen back in Forceford. The other one is Oma. Both of them come onto the ship and say, "Well," I almost say, "Well, good to see you all made it in brisk time. A little sooner would have been nice, but you're here now. We're going to get everything squared away, get everybody on ships, and at your command, we'll be ready to leave."
Understood.
And
Everyone's ready. Let's get going.
he will say, the other one, I have to get his name really quick because I have notes on this. 1 second. I believe
Yeah.
it was Lunan was his name. Yeah, Lunan was the name. Okay. The fully armored Alvin individual, sword now on his back, will introduce himself to you. Brief introductions. General Lunan, second hand to the High Overlord, and I will be overseeing the Daywalker ships on their approach. As our agreement states, we are going to send a small fleet of both Empire and Daywalker ships ahead of us. Once we get closer to Zythan, to clear the beaches, see if there's anything that we need to be looking out for. At which point, I would like to know where you would like to be in all this. You're the only ones who we haven't fully accounted for. Do you wish to be along with the main force, or do you want to go ahead of them, or do you want to stay behind and wait until we have a more secure ground?
We didn't talk about that, did we?
Take a moment
What?
until Lunan, realizing you guys need a moment, will say it's going to take about 30 minutes for everything to be packed up from our camps. So please, take your time, and just let us know. Omo will say, Lunan, if you want to stay here, I'll head back and just oversee preparations. And then once you have word, we'll take the ship back. And he says, all right. And Oma just dives off the ship. He's a turtle.
Wait.
He can swim.
Yeah.
So take a time amongst yourselves. How would you guys like to approach this?
Daytona is going to make it exceptionally clear that the group needs to be able to touch on dry land without much hassle, and will advocate that the troops need to go ahead of this party,
That's true.
because that's the only way that we get that safe bubble that I was talking about as a player, where we get our spearhead, and once we're able to get in past all the minor forces, you start work on the bigger ones.
Sounds sensible.
Okay.
I don't know much about war strategy.
So that's how you guys want to approach it? Have troops around you, and then once
I
you
was
get
gonna
to
say
land,
I'm no master of war. I may have played a few strategy games, but like no, this is again, to me as a player it makes the most sense, and to Daytona it makes the most sense, just because if we are going to will go up against a demon that is also a Time Lord, we need to be fresh. Fresh.
fresh. Creme
And we can't be
fraiche.
fresh if we're going to be up front. We'll never be fresh if we're forced to be at the front.
So, is that agreement from the entire party, or does anyone have any other thoughts?
Can I ask around for the other squad mates? You know,
The NPCs.
Yeah. So, what is it? Umbra will say. I mean, from a tactical standpoint, it makes sense, at least for you four, that you get to cover. That you make sure that you're safe. 5, sorry, because Goo here as well. For you 5, that you stay out of the fray as much as possible. He'll look over at Luna and say, how much in the way of arcane do you have going into this? And Luna will say, from the Empire's side, quite a bit. However, the Daywalkers are more... We are better sorted at using mechanisms than we are with the arcane. At which point, we'll see who will. We'll see. Okay. So Penley and Lauren will say. Lauren will say, I mean, if they're lacking in arcane, I can go with them and just make sure that we assist. And Penley will say, I have no objections to that, as long as we can be assured some sort of protections. We do want to make sure that we can reconvene with the others later. And Luna will say, I can see what I can do, so long as the rest of your group agrees.
No. Lord, no! You're the best character! That's
I
what
did
he
roll
wants
for
to-
it, to be fair. And of all the wizards in your party, I rolled for it. I got Penley and Lauren.
If he really wants to go.
Do what you think is right.
I think getting you all to the mainland as safely as possible is our main concern. So, I think I'm okay to go. I'd be alright going with them. Talon will be like, Tad, come on, at least let one of the others go with him. And Penley will look back and say, Talon, we've had this discussion before and we're not having it again, especially not now. Talon will say, alright, just be careful, okay? And he smiles and nods and will say, and then we'll say, is anyone else wanting to accompany for the spearhead? If we're going to do this, we might need more assistance.
Yeah, you're right.
It's up to. I will say it's up to you guys if you want more of your allies to assist, or you think 2 will be enough.
Probably a good idea.
Probably a good idea to have more.
Alright, who's the least? Like, Mafi should probably stay with us.
Yeah, since we already sent in 2 spellcasters already, we can send in like a flex pick.
The crew? Or do they want to stay with
Well,
us? 'cause
Kova's staying
we're
on
fighting?
the ship.
No, I mean the
Oh, special forces.
yeah,
I mean, they've already said they want to be there when Tremor goes down.
yeah.
Always the renegade crew.
The renegades can go with the spearhead. Yeah, can be a part of the spearhead. 100%.
Yeah. Can I give what was it? The Archmage my Staff of Frost because I'm not using it anymore.
Oh,
I
of
meant to-
course, and she will
earlier.
accept it. And she will accept it.
It's
Thankfully.
going to be a weird request, but is it possible
Mhm.
that through sending, could Esriel ask our dragon friends to be part of the spearhead?
She could.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you, as you kind of concentrate for a moment, and I would say you don't have to do your message. It'll be nice this one time. And you send your message off. As you're writing your message in, you hear another crashing of waves. As you look over, you see about 3 ships adorned with banners to Lolth.
Shit.
Which you think very rightly is the household, the Drow household of Kedem
The
Tor.
Drousehold, if you will.
Yeah. The Drousehold that had agreed to come with you on this endeavor. You send off your message, and I'm sending to the king.
Yep.
As you send off your message, the king will say, I'll let them know. Oh, sorry, Dwarvish accent. I'll let them know. They're already should be there in about 5 minutes. But I'll make sure they have word.
Wait, at the island when we're not even ready to leave? Oh,
No, with you guys.
okay. I was gonna get panicked.
Yeah, because I assume as part of the message you're sending them is we're meeting in Karana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I forgot to tell you.
So as you finish this, all right. So the renegade team, the renegade row members are going to go with the spearhead. So are Penley and Larn. Anyone else you want to send?
Who do we have that we don't care about?
We don't care about.
As much.
I was gonna say it's not a matter of caring about. The only reason why I want the dragons to be at the spear point is just mainly for their breath weapon.
It's because they're
Clear out
fucking
massive
dragons.
amounts.
Yeah,
They're
they can
dragons,
make-
and the breath weapon will easily start clearing the path. Easily.
Yeah, they can napalm down like literally everyone.
Exactly.
Mhm.
As for everything else, if we have magic users in order to protect against possible magical defenses, we have that kind of covered. Are the wizards that we have there, are they
Let me get a
prepared
list.
for...
Let me get a list of everyone who's currently with you. So you have Mafi, you have Talon, you have Ezekiel, you have the
Ezekiel
headmaster.
stays with us.
Uh,
Don't care about anything else. He stays with us.
Special forces.
The special forces are saying they're staying with us regardless of
They
whether
want to be there to help take down Tremor. You have Renegades left, Henley and Lauren have left. I think who else? Who am I forgetting? Oh, Andrus.
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not gonna count Bosco as an ally. Or
He's basically a
Hornet
party
as an
member.
ally.
They're basically like
Yeah.
they're-
I think that's everyone? Because everyone else is just coming from, our allies coming from other places. So Mafi, Talon, Ezekiel, the Headmaster, Special Forces, and Andrus.
Should we keep Andrews with us or should we send him? We do want to have firepower for, you know,
A bigger fight.
the bigger fight, yeah.
I think we already have the firepower with us. I think that the group that we have split off as part of the head point is just right. It would leave the Drow family coming with us. It would leave the special forces, the renegades.
Well,
Andrus.
the Drow household is basically sending more troops.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to put that in. Boom, non-factor.
Mhm.
So really, we have an illusionist, we have a high-level monk, we have special forces, and we have the renegades coming
The
along
renegades
with
are
us.
The Renegades are
spearhead.
off. No, the Renegades are in the Spearhead.
Okay.
But we have Talon, Ezekiel, the headmaster.
Talon,
Right.
Ezekiel, Headmaster, Special Forces, Andrus, and Mafi so far.
If we're going with how I have been thinking it is, this is just perfect enough. Because as I said, we have the initial troops blocking us in. We touch on dry land. We press forward. We move into harder enemies. If there is a chance that we don't want to necessarily engage with these tougher enemies, we can leave it with other allies, and we can press forward into
It's true.
Further
Having
on.
some companions
Because
with you
the-
that could stave
because
things off is huge.
the main point is take out Tremor.
Yeah.
That's the main point. If we take out Tremor, it means that we have access to being able to do our ritual. And if we get the ritual out, boom, game's over. Well, campaign's over. They don't necessarily say game's over. But like it is up to you, but I think as we have ourselves squared away right now, this is the play.
You're right.
We're set. I don't think we need to actually give out any more forces. We don't need to start splitting off anything further. We're gonna be okay
Absolutely.
here.
All right. So, all right. So if this is everyone, all right, everyone else. All right, the 9 of them will make their way via another rowboat that is called over, and you see people pulling in from the mainland. You see, I would say you would see some civilians who have been let out into the city at this point, because there was some repairs going on. Kind of come and watch on the side of the mainland to figure out what's going on, and Linen will hand you over a stone, and he will say, "Just toss that when you're ready," and he'll get back on the rowboat, make his way back to the ships.
All right.
All right?
It's been about a half hour. Is everyone ready?
Yeah. At this point.
How you breathing, Ezreal?
With my lungs.
Good. Means you're not suffocating.
Everyone ready?
Never. But
You
the
see-
show
you
must
see
go on.
everyone else kind of nods to you.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
Throw it, and as you throw it up into the air, the thing sort of travels and hovers up in the air, and begins to flash with different energy, and just creates this perpetual glow in the air for a moment. As you watch as these ships, one by one, begin sailing away from the docks. And as you're sitting there, Kova kind of keeps the sails in as the ships pass, and he'll unfurl them, and you all feel the boat lurch forward as all of you begin making your way to the continent of Zythan, where the final confrontation with Tremor will take place, and that's where we're going to leave off for tonight. And we'll see you guys next week to begin the...
No.
Quite next week.
So, it's going to be... So here's the thing. Depending on what happens next session, it might not be our last.
Oh.
Hmm.
So,
Eric's decided to bring out the Sea Dragon, guys. Watch out! Oh no.
we'll probably still take a break next week, just in case, because there's a chance if things go well that it can go straight into the final fight with Tremor. But we'll see what happens. And until
Also-
then, yep.
Also, I have work next Saturday.
Oh, he has work.
Yes.
Oh, well, to take
Yes,
next week off anyway.
that's
We'll
why I
take
said
next week-
not quite.
Yeah, take next week off anyway. We'll see you in 2 weeks to see what happens.
Links
And-
down below.
Yeah, links everything down below. And until then, bye everyone.
Night, everybody.